All right, so we're back, y'all. Got the live feed there, so I don't know what that was, y'all. So we're on lap 21 of 30 in stage 1, 21 of 160 in the race. Joey Logano is your leader. Kyle Larson second, William Byron third, Kevin Harvick fourth. The lead for Logano, 0.3 of a second over Larson, 1.1 second over William Byron.
To learn more.
Let's see if we're even broadcasting Valhalla. So we're up. We're up. 4 likes as we try to work our way back up. There we go. There we go.
Open offers of fun and
my desktop is looking weird. Just a weird day, y'all. Weird streaming day.
Next AM to 5.
So it's Ford, Chevy, Ford, your top 4. 8 laps to go in stage 1.
Of broadcasters.
Eight laps to go in stage 1.
8 laps to go. There'll be 7 to go in the stage, this time by, as always, in NASCAR racing, 2 laps before the end of every stage, pit road will close. So, Todd Gordon, are we getting time to see a little strategy starting to be played?
I feel like pit road will be pretty busy at lap 27, and maybe a couple of leaders will wait and come until 28, but I would look for the predominant call to be that lap 27, lap 28.
If you're in the chat, make sure to say howdy.
You just heard from the crew chief, Todd Gordon. What are you seeing down there on pit road as we close in on the end of stage number 1?
Oh, I'm seeing crew members walk around. We got Ryan Blaney's crew
my
out
video
checking their
here.
pit box. Alex Bowman's crew stretching. I don't know what that means specifically, but I don't think the crew chief in the booth is all that wrong. Lap number 23 now. I think we're getting ready for some pit stops.
As the field stays under the green flag, we're down to 6 laps to go. That means lap 24 goes on the board. Jason Toy patrolling things from basically the start-finish line to the entrance to pit road. What are you seeing as you're down there crowding around some of these pit
audio here?
Well, just sitting there monitoring a lot of the radio chatter between the crews, and what we're hearing is really kind of just trying to set things up for the adjustments they're going to make when they come down. A lot of drivers still complaining they're too tight. Some a little bit worse when they're in traffic. The only team
Yeah, we're all dialed in.
really starting to stretch things out right now and actually have
Logano's lead 0.3 of a second over Larson. Larson is, however, gaining. Larson is gaining. Harvick almost 2 full seconds back.
Crew members starting to get set up for what could possibly be a pit stop before we close things off.
Alex Hayden, you were talking.
Still have yet to see anyone comment in the chat. If you're in the chat, just say hi.
If you were within roughly 14 seconds of the race leader, that would be 21 drivers, actually 20, that would fall into that category behind Joey Logano.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to fluctuate depending on the speed that the leaders are running. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. I would be far more safe if I were only 11 seconds. I'd feel pretty good about that, Todd.
And Mike Bagley brought up to me earlier that Rodney Childers said
There we go.
10
Dean
seconds.
made
So
it in.
If you go
What's up,
back
Dean?
to 10 seconds, we're really only looking at the top 15 here, but you're also going to be scanning that leader, seeing if they're committing to coming, because it depends on the first car that stays out, which I really think the first car is to stay out. Maybe Joey Logano for the playoff point, but I don't think he'll give up the race for it. Allmendinger in 10th, McDowell 11th, Bubba Wallace in 12th. They need
Oh,
points.
Logano has pushed that
top
lead to a
nine
half
to
second
Right,
over
here is
Larson.
the way they are running, at least the top
And we've got
20
5 to go.
before
5 to
we
go
see
in
them
stage 1.
potentially come to pit road, and that will really turn this leaderboard
What's up,
upside
Tim?
down, Alex Hayden. It's Logano, Larson, William Byron, Harvick, and Truex.
You like the
Top
Harvick
five,
hat, bro?
Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, 6-7. Ryan Blaney,
Running out of time to get that win.
AJ Allmendinger is 10th, and the rest of the top 20 before we see them come to pit road.
That's Michael
Harvick is
McDowell.
5th
You've
in
got Bubba
entire
Wallace, Austin
pit
Cindric,
stop
and Tyler
time
Gibbs.
this
Alex
season.
Bowman to 15th.
Takes him about
Rest of the top
11.2
20 are
seconds to
Brad
change a
Keselowski,
tire.
Justin Haley, Kyle Busch, Chris Buescher, and Eric Jones. By the
What's up,
way,
Marky
Chase
Do?
Elliott
Sheila
grabs
back in the
another
house?
spot. He's the 21st. And the first car to peel off the racetrack on lap 26 is Kyle Busch.
Like Kyle
Biggest
Busch to
thing
pit
out there was
road.
all the rest of the crews jumping off on the wall. Busch comes in. They make a little adjustment for him on the air pressure. First can of Sunoco fuel. Second
Kyle
can of
Busch
Sunoco
brings that
fuel.
Lovano
Waiting
Chevrolet
on the
to
left
pit
rear,
road.
Making an adjustment to make sure that tire is on there, making sure it's full of fuel for Kyle Busch.
I like this call. Randall Burnett brought him a lap earlier than pit road's going to get really busy. Easy on, easy off. Only a lap different than everybody else.
All right, let's follow them. Here they come. Joey Logano will stay on the racetrack, and a number of cars will not. Here comes Kyle Larson. His team.
Green flagged pit stops start with 4 to go in stage 1.
Ryan Blaney and more. Jason Toy, you're up.
Kyle Larson hits the mark, about 5 pit stalls behind him. Kevin
What's up,
Harvick
Roland?
keeps looking
Yeah, there was some kind of issue where it wouldn't update, so I updated all my settings on Google.
Yes, indeed. Here is William Byron, and going to be 4 tires, no adjustments. Sunoco Racing.
Harvick has that 4 forward on pit road. His pit stop is done.
Brad Keselowski's in. Ryan Blaney is in.
24 is on pit road.
First off among these groups with Kyle Larson down here, but lots and lots of pit stops here.
Got the wrong light up there, y'all.
As predicted.
The question now is, what does Joey Logano and crew chief Paul Wolfe do? Do they stay on the track and try to win the stage and get that? Do they come to pit road because they would be the ones to close pit road?
We're starting to build back up a little bit. 22 up in here, up in here.
Win this stage. Dave, they're down to 2 laps to go as he heads to 1.
Here he comes.
Number of cars coming off pit road at this point. Here comes the leader, Logano, just past the exit of pit road. He has not pit yet. His lead is 2.2 seconds over Truex Jr.
We just described Kyle Busch coming to pit road. He is out in front of Joey Logano. He will not lose.
What's up, Clayton Lockhart? Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it.
Who just now clears the tunnel turn.
All by himself.
Pit road is now closed, y'all. Closed with 2 to go in the stage. So does that mean Logano will not pit?
Just in front of Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just behind, pinned a lap down here a moment ago.
Absolutely laid out perfectly by Jason Toy, Steve Post, and the crew chief Todd Gordon. It has indeed turned the leaderboard
Makes those
upside
likes,
down.
says Sheila.
1 to go in the stage. It's Logano, Truex, Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and AJ Allmendinger, Dave.
Logano's going to give way on the bottom of the
Harvick after the pit stop is all the way down in 25th.
Newer tires bypass him. He's got no challengers in the rearview mirror as he heads to the tunnel turn.
Logano clears 1. He's halfway up the long pond straightaway. Let's see what that red Ford Mustang will do this time through the tunnel turn. He'll ease it off the end of the straightaway, and he will just skim the low side.
22 in the house, 22 in the house, and the 22 is on my TV.
About 8 or so car lengths back to Martin Truex Jr.
Logano's lead 1.3 seconds over Truex.
Joey Logano into turn number 3, all by himself in the front of the field here for the final time in the opening stage.
Joey Logano and Paul Wolfe, the crew chief, and the rest of the team Penske Ford will come to the line and see the green and white checkered flag, and Joey Logano will win stage number 1 here at the highpoint.com.
All right, so Logano wins stage 1.
10 and who will score points in this stage, presented by the Powerball.
Logano,
Chase
Truex,
Powerball
Hamlin,
jackpot anytime.
Reddick,
Drawings every Monday,
Allmendinger,
Wednesday and Saturday. Powerball, the official lottery game
McDowell,
of NASCAR,
Wallace,
and home to the NASCAR Powerball
Haley,
playoffs.
Joey Logano
Buescher,
with the stage 1 win. He does
and
so
Jones
over
all get
Martin
points.
Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and AJ.
They all get points for
That is
stage
your top
1.
5. Michael McDowell, due to strategy, will finish
Good
6th.
crowd. The grandstands at Pocano are sold out, it looks like.
8th. Chris Buescher was 9th. Eric Jones across
Marky
the line
Do?
in 10th. Stage 1 done. Lap 30. Joey Logano with the stage 1 win.
Ray Magliozzi.
All right, so you heard it. Logano with the stage 1 win. We are now under yellow for the end of stage. We're operational on Valhalla Sports Talk after some tech difficulties. I'm about to get me some hot links for lunch, y'all. Some hot links from the grill for lunch. Because I am psychic, COO. I am psychic. As soon as you realize that, you'd think you'd know that after 80 years of marriage, woman. And you think you're some kind of a badass walking around with your Harley t-shirt on? COO? I do nothing to the camera, y'all. You just popped on, didn't even configure the camera at all.
To the latest news.
Notice when I went offline, someone couldn't just wait to comment. One of the haters. What's up, Jeremy? Jeremy back in the house. Joey Logano wins stage 1. Take this down to 37.50. Let's get back to it, y'all.
Control the fall off as the run goes longer for him, but overall pretty happy with things. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for him. Further up pit road, Chase Briscoe back in. Also in, we see Ross Chastain.
All right, so here we go. We got cars coming to pit road.
Daniel Suarez, 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. Most teams doing their pressure adjustments, D-Post.
Denny Hamlin a little bit tight. It's 4 tires, Sunoco Racing fuel. Hamlin's going to be the first one out of this bunch. There goes Martin Truex.
Appreciate it, Jeremy. Appreciate it. 29 up in here, up in here. Not sure what we had when I ended it. I think like 50.
Justin Haley, Michael McDowell getting pit stops here. Lap number 32.
Race off pit road. Hamlin, Truex, Reddick, Logano, McDowell, Allmendinger, Suarez, Wallace, Chastain, Busher.
We come back.
So it seems like the people that pitted before the end of the stage, that was the wrong play, the wrong call. Coffee Black says, nice hat, brother. I hope Harvick wins. You and me, bro. You and me. I really want him to get a couple wins before his career ends. Really want him to get a couple. Score of the Dodger game, y'all. What's the score? Bring up old ESPN. What's up, COO? You're back in business. Max Muncy hit a grand slam. Now the Dodgers are losing. 5-4. Interesting. What's up, Mark Guest? What's up, fans of the Green Bay Packers? Woo!
Dale Earnhardt is going to
32 up in here. We're through stage 1 of the highpoint.com 400 from Pocano Raceway. NASCAR Cup Series action on Valhalla Sports Talk. Joey Logano wins stage 1. The race off pit road showing William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Harvick, your top 3. See if that changes before they get back to racing.
glorious day here, Jeff. What an outstanding day. Sold out crowd. What a sight.
You couldn't ask for more than what we have here today and all the way.
Yeah, I know a bunch of your Packer fans
on the Motor Racing Network. Now, the leaderboard got turned upside down. Remember Joey Logano, race leader, stage 1 winner? He's back in 17th to take the green flag. Remember, there were 17 cars that had not yet pitted. Some others did come in, but that turns the lead back over now to drivers that pitted, as Todd and Steve and Jason called out on lap number 27, including our pole sitter, William Byron.
Yeah, 13 as a matter of fact, and that's how they're going to line up here. William Byron, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Cole Custer, Ty Gibbs. You've got Austin Cindric, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott.
Well, it's either that or let it get
Kyle
flooded
Busch 12th,
when it
and Ricky
pours rain.
Stenhouse Jr. 13th. Those are the ones who stayed out.
All right, so we have pitted on lap 27. We pitted on lap 32.
One day maybe we buy a big
now
piece of
we will see how this shakes out, because we have 65 laps in this stage, which means all of the math for stage
25 in the house, y'all. 25 up in here. We're 41 minutes into this race.
Yeah, we're looking at this stage. You've
lap
got
35
about
of
40 laps of
160.
fuel. As I look at it, plus or minus a lap or two. You've got to stop at some point in here. I think you're going to want to run that a little bit deeper into it, but you don't want people to pit ahead of you and then a caution come out, because you'll end up flipping backwards.
Have to
if you
get
look
them
at
back
it right
underway
now,
here.
Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, they've flipped themselves to 10th and 11th in the run-up. They've got their track
That's
position.
why
We talked about
they're already
doing that
going,
early,
CO.
and they're there now. See how they can hold on to it through this stage.
We've just gotten the one to go, and the choose that has taken place on which line to restart.
Right, here we go. So this is going to be the restart when they get
Kyle
going.
Larson, teammates from Hendrick Motorsports.
The radio always a little bit behind
of each other. Byron chose the outside lane. His teammate Kyle Larson, Jeff, he went to the bottom of the racetrack. So teammates are not going to line up nose to tail to help shove each other down to turn 1.
Kevin
So
Harvick
Yaley spun on lap 5.
Harvick.
Then LaJoy hits the wall with a flat
tire
tire on lap 13. And then Logano wins stage 1. That's your recap of stage 1.
Today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy, and you know that. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
They work their way up the short straightaway to Kyle Rickey.
Side by side, ready to go for the restart. You mentioned it all.
There we go. Restart about to occur.
It'll be Kyle
Welcome
Larson
back, Dave.
of William Byron. Then it's going
How's Miss
to
Ashton
Ryan
today?
Blaney inside row number 2 with Kevin Harvick to his outside. Brad Keselowski moving into the top 5. We'll have Christopher Bell there in row 3 as we're set to go back to green.
And the crowd here sold out. You've probably heard that already. They come as one to their feet, anticipating the green flag and the beginning of stage number 2 as the green flag goes back in the air. Teammates up front. Kyle Larson on the inside.
Green flag back out.
Byron on the outside. A couple of Fords line up directly.
Show you the
behind.
replay of the restart.
Fan out about 13 wide, back around the 15th position, and we've got a car on the wall. Somebody got hooked in the right rear, turned to the outside. Daniel Suarez blasts the outside paper barrier. He's going to spin up to the outside.
Uh-oh.
And Joey Logano head first.
Logano is around.
He's
the driver that got hooked in the right rear, the race winner, the race leader, the stage 1 winner. Joey Logano's got some major damage on that Verizon Ford.
Caution on the speedway for the third time today.
Wow, y'all, that didn't take long.
A couple of very good cars in front of Dave Moody.
Well,
Logano gets wrecked just after the restart.
They were 5 or 6 wide back around 12,
The 99 of
15,
Suarez is junk.
Joey Logano just got hit in the right rear corner. It turned that Verizon Ford head on into the outside retaining wall. He got a piece of Daniel Suarez. A number of other cars bounced and collided off each other trying to take evasive action.
Crazy.
Suarez has got major damage on the front end.
He's well, thank you. The princess is napping, but I do have a great guest here with me.
We're going to see if they're going to have
Who's
to put
that?
Joey Logano on the wrecker or if they're going to be able to push start him. He has not been able to pull away as of yet.
Boy, it almost looked like 2 separate incidences when Logano spun and hit the wall. It took another second or
Logano can't get the
3
22 going again.
before all of a sudden Suarez broke out of line.
The tow truck pulling up to the back of that 22 car, going to give him a little nudge to see if he can get it going.
Fire his Ford Mustang, and then you've got
it's not
Daniel
looking good.
Suarez just trying to creep his Chevrolet back onto pit road. We'll recap this accident for you when we come back under caution, lap 36.
MRN goes to a commercial break. What's up, Patriot Roy D?
What? What the fuck?
And dog sitting for my sister. Miss Daisy is here. Wow, Miss Daisy, what kind of dog? All right, they're showing a replay of this accident, y'all. I'll get it for you here. Here they go. The mess occurs. That's Suarez up into the wall. A Lab Shepherd mix. She's beautiful, I bet. Put her up on Dogs of Valhalla, man. Put her up on Dogs of Valhalla. Let's see her. So your top 10, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, then Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric, and Kyle Busch.
Daniel Suarez took a pretty hard lick with the nose into the wall.
And the car is on the wrecker being towed around the track. Problem is, he's over in turn number 1 going at a snail's pace on the tow truck.
So they're towing the 22 backward.
All the way around this triangle that's 2.5 miles in length. Logano's going to lose at least one more lap. From Pocano Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
MRN going to a commercial. Almost hot link time, y'all. Almost hot link time. Six in the house. Appreciate you for joining me after technical difficulties. Had me end our stream early. So Pete's interview on Blaze McCoy is about to happen. We are in a commercial break after a caution in the highpoint.com 400 at Pocano, NASCAR Cup Series Racing. Ando checks in, says Dave Roberts needs to take this kid out instead of leaving him out there because he's destroying his confidence. I saw that. Is that the guy that gave up the 5 runs?
It's in front of you, Mike, and it doesn't look very good.
No, it doesn't. Joey is in the car. The window net is up. The left front is down. They
What's up,
have
Goose?
lowered the tow truck just a tad, but they are basically just dragging the nose of that race car all the way around this racetrack and is at a reduced rate of speed. They are slowly making progress. Joey cannot be happy right now at all.
No, Daniel Suarez, the jockey made in America Chevrolet from Trackhouse. He's the other car involved in the crash. He's been on the pit lane. He's in front of Jason Toy.
Well, they're sitting there cutting.
We're on lap 38 with 122 to go at Pocano. 49 minutes into the race. Average speed 117.090. Last fast lap 109.288. William Byron is your leader, as we are about to get back to green.
The crew now has just cut half of the hood off. They've been able to cut a little bit of the fenders back. The more of the hood coming off so Daniel can see. So it's going to look like a modified out there for a little while, as long as he can continue on out there.
Donna R checks in. Hi, just stopped in to hit the like. I appreciate you, Miss Donna.
With Joey, he was not happy with the
I appreciate you.
It's been ripping the front off the race cars, what he says. He doesn't know really what the toe looks like, but he knows the toe is definitely pushed out. So
the 99 of Suarez has the front clip on it, but that engine is wide open.
Raceway under caution as we work lap number 39. The top 10, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Ryan
is your
Blaney,
top 10.
Christopher Bell. Top 5, Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch. That is
what
your
that
top 10,
99 car looks like. And there's the
flag,
Logano car being towed back to pit road.
President and CEO of High Point, Mike Minderbrough. How are you doing today?
I got to tell you guys, I'm a fan first, and this is such a big deal. Like I'm like a little schoolgirl. Like our family, our customers, our employees are here. We're all part of all the pre-race stuff, and I'm honestly having trouble getting my words together because I'm a fan first, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. And I love the heck out of MRN.
That's kind of you. We appreciate that. We're fans too, and that's the excitement that comes across from all of us here on the broadcast because we are race fans first. So for folks that don't know, what is High Point? What's highpoint.com?
Okay, so that's a great question, and I'll start by telling you what we're not. Okay, so I've had a lot of interesting interactions since our time in the sport. I've had folks come up to me and ask me if I could help them with their furniture.
Arizona's still losing to Cincinnati. The Giants still losing to the Nationals.
I'm sorry, I can got old sofas in the basement I can maybe hook you up with, but can't help you.
Dodgers now down by 3
University in the Carolinas either.
to the Rangers, 7-4.
Come up to me and said, Mike, thanks so much for your support. We love the university. And I'm like, I love you too, but that's not what we do. So, yeah, that's what we don't do. Okay, we'll start there. And we actually brand everything highpoint.com because of that. You know, High Point's an interesting name in a lot of reasons.
Great dog,
so
very loyal.
We want to help folks find their
I'm
way
sure
and
she
learn
is.
more about
I'm
us,
sure
but
she is.
We're an IT infrastructure company, so we help customers build, design, plan, implement, and operate their IT infrastructure. And when infrastructure is not a household word when it comes to IT, but it's all the servers, the storage, the network, the wireless, the
big thunderheads rolling in near Pocono, y'all, all the way around the track.
All that type of product and service is what we do.
22 is on 4 jacks on pit road.
Run type model. And it could be customer premise. It could be on their.
A lot of damage done by those flat tires that was being towed around the track.
For customers all around the world, we're headquartered.
You got a big bar out to adjust the toe on the 22 Ford.
And we've got a big presence in the Carolinas, down in Charlotte.
And they work on her on pit road.
And the Netherlands last year.
Fantastic. So a lot of smart people stuff, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing and you're doing what you're doing. But all that being said, obviously the sponsor of today's race, you're also a partner with Chase
Protective?
Briscoe and Stewart
Interesting.
Racing. How did all that come about, and what's the partnership like?
Yeah, so the partnership's awesome. You know, like, as I said, we're fans first, and that's how we got involved here. Our oldest son, Ben,
Marin interviewing the sponsor.
And then we decided best for him to part ways and go carve his own, future out on his own, and he started a media company.
That 99 is badly wounded, y'all. Badly wounded is the 99 of Suarez.
He was covering ARCA races and doing marketing packages, driver interview stuff for different companies. And so we always loved the sport. Matter of fact, when he was a toddler, his favorite driver was Jet Gordon. That's what he used to say. So that's how long we've been following it. My wife grew up in the sport. But anyway, we really got brought back into it as a family, following our son around. And then I was in Vegas for a technology conference with our big partner, Cisco.
They got tires on the left side of the 20. Nope, still on jacks.
The big swanky restaurants and casinos.
Still on jacks.
And a beer, and so I go down and get my stuff, and I go back to the hotel. And it's a Vegas Strip. I'm fighting my way.
Playoff standings now. Byron, Truex, Busch, Larson, Chastain, Hamlin, Blaney, Logano, Reddick, Bell, and Stenhouse with a win. Then Harvick in 12th starts the drivers with no victories today, but he's a plus 172. Then it goes Keselowski, Buescher, McDowell, Wallace before the cutoff line. Wallace is at plus 17.
In the Xfinity Series, we like 00, Cole Custer.
Skeptic in the house.
I love the way you, Mr. Briscoe, raised him.
What's up, Skeptic?
I love his humility. I love the way he conducts himself and the way he performs. He's a great ambassador for the sport.
3 minutes left on the countdown clock for the 22 of Joey Logano. They have to get that car on the track in running condition in the next 250.
That's outstanding. Stay with us just for a second. Let's get the restart in, Jeff, as they make their way in.
We got a Geico restart coming your way, Alex. Switch to Geico today. It's easy. Simply go
to
Geico.com to get a rate quote and get started, seeing how much you could save. Byron Larson, teammates, headed to 1.
And a much better behaved restart this time around. A little bit of 3-wide action back around 10th through 12th place.
We're back under green.
Larson, William Byron,
I'll show you a replay of the restart.
They are side by side off turn number 2. One car spinning around in turn number 1. Trouble there coming off.
We got another one spinning.
At the back of the pack as Kyle Larson and William Byron were stacked up for the lead. Austin Dillon going for a
Dillon is around.
And on to the long pond straightaway.
And that will put us under the caution flag, and it comes
back
out
under
quick.
Caution again.
Caution at number 4, lap 41. Austin Dillon turned around, pointing the wrong way off of turn number 1. We were talking high point.
They're not doing good on these restarts, y'all. I mean, it's so early in the race.
His passion, not only for his company.
Just a lot of dumb drivers today, apparently. 42 of 160 in the race, 12 of 65 in stage 2. Austin Dillon up against the wall.
That screams high point, and it screams NASCAR fan as well.
Well, it certainly does. It actually screams the fan base, and it screams the industry. So it's like anything. There's
gets it going again
all around you that really care about certain things.
And I got some hot links rolling in, y'all.
That really is what it starts with. And
Thank you, dearest wife of mine.
You don't have convictions about them. What do you really got? And for us, it starts with values. And when we started the company, started at my house near High Point, and it's pretty cool because the Appalachian Mountains run basically from here right to where we started High Point, Northwest New Jersey. But we started it based on honesty, integrity, and trust, and serving others, and that was really it. Didn't really want a big company, didn't want any of that stuff. And now 25 plus years later, we're all over the place, and we the interesting analogy.
So these are the Costco hot links, y'all.
And you guys see this every day. You can value performance,
Costco hot links.
You can value
no mustard for me, just a little ketchup.
And we value both, and we don't prioritize performance over behavior.
Just a little ketchup.
That's outstanding. Thanks so much for not only sponsoring a NASCAR team and driver and Chase.
But to leave back now, needed more beer, says Thomas Forbes.
Sold out house here at Pocano Raceway. Thanks so very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. And I'm telling you, I go to a lot of races, and this feels like one of the biggest races there is, and it's not just because I'm biased. Thank you. Thanks for all you do, guys.
Absolutely.
Love it, appreciate it.
Mike Mindeburo, the president, CEO of High Point.
Right now, we are working.
Logano's got the car out there.
The fourth one, lap 42. You may have heard,
but it's not running exactly straight.
That was Joey Logano. The repairs done on that Ford Mustang. How good is it? We'll find out. William Byron right now is being shown as the race leader on lap 42.
All right, MRN, do a commercial, y'all. Oh, I bet it is, Sheila. I bet it is, girl. Listen, I understand if you don't have to be in here, girl. You got enough on your plate. Just do what you got to do, girl. Do what you got to do. I totally understand if you can't be here today. Much more important things going on with your life. Woo! That mug is hot, y'all. I'll show you a replay of the Austin Dillon spin. Where he was up and into the wall. This third. Woo! These mugs got some kick to them, y'all. Just 30 in the chat, though, y'all. We had that technical difficulty. That pretty much killed us for the day. We'll ride it out. We will ride it out. Come on, Harvick, says Thomas.
A lap away from going back under the green flag. Shoes in play right now. Byron to the outside. Harvick to the outside. Blaney to the outside. Kyle Larson will start inside row one. Will Joey Logano make this start or not? For the latest on Joey, here's Jason Toy.
Yeah, Jeff, it's not looking real good. Suspension-wise, it is damaged very, very hard up underneath that left front corner. So they're going to try to stay out as long as they can, get some laps logged in, but they're not going to probably be able to make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, tough break there, but Joey Logano is going to stay out there. He's going to choose the outside lane as the last car on the racetrack. He's being scored.
You got some Bud Light to help.
Down. The latest driver to bring us under the caution flag was Austin Dillon.
These motherfuckers, they're on fire, bro.
Racing Chevrolet to pit lane. They gave that car a pretty good once-over, put some tape on it, and sent him back out on the racetrack. The field's coming to the Geico Restart Zone, presented by Geico. Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Alex, we're about ready to wrap up our fourth caution. We've had three different leaders, three different lead changes. William Byron led 22. Logano led 21. Martin Truex Jr. has led a single lap. Todd Gordon, how mad are you right now if you're on the
Logano
box
is
for
showing
Joey Logano?
6 laps down in 35th.
You saw the aftermath, and now you've got a
Yaley, the last car showing on the lead lap in 34th.
To sit there and strategize, but there was a playoff point. They took a gamble on it. Restarted 15th or 16th, caught up in the damage here. It'll be interesting to see now if Paul Wolf, if Joey Logano can actually make minimum speed on this first couple laps here, he can clear the DVP clock. They can go to the garage then and change the suspension components. There'll be multiple laps on it, but if there's anybody else during the day, they could come back and finish the race.
DVP clock, meaning damaged vehicle policy clock. That is what the teams have to deal with from the time they enter pit road to the time they exit pit road to repair a race car from a crash. Field coming up off turn number 3.
And it's going to be Byron. It's going to be Larson as we get ready to go back under the green flag. It will happen on lap 45.
All right, can they do a lap this restart? Can they get a lap without crashing again?
Larson. You've got Ty Gibbs behind Bell, Kevin Harvick behind William Byron, already 4 wide.
And they're doing it again, heading for turn number 1 at the front of the package, 2x2. Back around 10th, it's 3x3. Larson gets turned, backs it up into the outside safer barrier. Glancing blow, maybe a little bit more for the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Kyle Larson from the front row has tagged the safer barrier in turn 1.
It looked like he did it all by himself in the bottom of the racetrack. Simply lost the
Caution
back of
is
the red,
back
white,
out
and
again.
blue
Are you
Chevrolet.
kidding me?
But Dave, regardless of how he got turned or
This
turned
might take
around,
all day.
not a good thing for Kyle Larson.
No, I think it could have been
Larson's
worse.
car
Alex,
comes to
because
rest.
The damage appears to be minimal on the back end of the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. And I think your assessment is just about right. He got hot into turn number 1, had to put some wheel into it to keep from drifting up and bouncing off the side of his Hendrick Motorsports teammate William Byron. And when he did, the rear end just got out from under him. It's nothing short of a miracle that was a one-car incident. When the inside pole sitter spins in turn 1 at Pocano, that's usually an automobile junkyard.
Bell pushing Larson, Byron to his outside, and we're hearing now that the 5 team of Kyle Larson is saying the 20 gotcha, and that would be Christopher Bell, and that what clipped his teammate's nose. You looked at it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Christopher was committed a little deeper in the corner than Kyle was there. When Kyle lifted, Christopher was still pushing. I think that got him a little
there's been a ton of caution.
And got him crossed up there. But
what happened to the Dodgers today?
And
I don't know. They're getting beat, I guess.
We'll see where it comes back.
All right, now you got to think with the
He says, I've been to this track, not my favorite.
Have been employing here, Todd. Caution flag laps and caution flags.
I was right in front of Harvick.
Doing them any favors, or are they? I'd like to see this thing go green for a while.
Me too. It'd be interesting to see where it goes. This is lap 46. Denny Hamlin in the
Harvick
race
very
last
fortunate
year
to get past that 5 car before he hit the wall.
Him off strategy. He came and put tires on. Maybe this puts Cliff Daniels in the 5 car in a different position because they can two-stop from here. They could come at 80-something where the rest of these guys might be a little earlier.
Yeah, and after further review, Jason, Kyle Larson did not make any contact with his teammate, but you could certainly tell that he was getting a big-time push.
Hope Kyle Busch wins today.
Yeah, they're saying they got a little help going into the corner there, and it forced the back end to break loose. He lost all the air on the backside, but damage not too bad. They're working on the left rear corner, trying to get the sledgehammer to pull it back out. Cliff Daniels brought him down to change all 4 tires, and that's really kind of the concern right now, is just making sure they can get as much aero back into this car as they can and making sure everything is straight.
Right now we are working lap number 47. And we're under caution, so let's pause 10 seconds for station.
We're only on lap 47 of 160. 17 of 65 in the race. Your top 3 is Byron, Harvick, Bell. And we're under caution yet again. Harvick bringing the 4 car down pit road.
Is this the best Coke ever? Take a taste and see.
47 laps complete of the scheduled 160 that make up the highpoint.com 400.
Harvick must have felt that he flat spotted those tires.
Drivers at the start-finish line. William Byron
and he gives
has
up
led
3rd
25
position.
laps. Joey Logano's led 21. Martin Truex Jr.'s led a single circuit. We're working our
Feeding
fifth
a
caution
hot
flag
link.
of the race. This for the spin by Kyle
A
Larson.
hot link, Noah.
Courtesy of the front bumper of Christopher Bell.
Only one driver is out
This
of
is the track
event,
that Earnhardt got the
and
Wrangler
he was involved
sponsor.
in the same crash that Joey Logano was involved in.
The 24 is in the lead.
Suarez. He has come from the care center. Suarez, the only driver out of the event. So we have 35 cars still on the racetrack. Everybody on the lead lap except for Joey Logano. He's 5 down. And Suarez, who is out of the race. Right now, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, top 3. Speaking of Daniel Suarez, let's hear from him right now.
Yeah, Daniel's able to walk out of the infield care center. He's got himself a big old swig of ice-cold Coca-Cola to try to cool down a little bit here, carrying the jockey colors here this afternoon. Is Daniel able to muster up a little bit of a smile here as he talks things over with his crew here real quick for 1 second. We'll give him 1 second to finish things
me on
up
TV?
He wraps it up.
Eating a hot dog?
Gets another big old swig of that Coca-Cola real quick. And Daniel, how about what happened out there?
I got wrecked.
Anything, did they tell you anything behind or anything?
I mean, it's what it is, man. Very unfortunate. Like I said,
Very unfortunate.
I don't think I should blame anyone but ourselves. We shouldn't be racing back there. we missed the balance of a race car in the first stage, and we were racing in the back with some of the squirrels, and that's what happened when you're in the back. Sometimes
racing in the back with the squirrels.
You can wreck anywhere, but in the back is more risk. And unfortunately, we got the short end of it.
All right, Daniel Suarez walking out of the care center.
Tough break for Daniel Suarez.
That's too funny, y'all.
Racing back there with the, quote, squirrels. That's a racing term.
It is,
and it's one I think a lot of people are going to start using now because that's an unusual one. But
35 in the house, y'all.
Tough.
We're under caution yet again.
I love the way his perspective was, though. In his eyes, with
meeting
that
a hot
team,
link
they
that is
should not
tearing
have been
me
back
up
there racing in and amongst the heavy traffic, and more apt to have accidents back there.
I think if we were to go on board with Austin Dillon, he would echo that same thought. Austin Dillon, by the way, when he spun, it was off the front bumper of B.J. McLeod. Now, they were racing 2 and 3 wide back there, but Austin Dillon was
mom's
deep,
name is
deep,
Squirrel?
deep in the field, and he would probably say the same thing. I just shouldn't be back there. But a lot of times it is strategy that turns the leaderboard upside down. And, Todd, 1 minute you're running inside the top 15, strategy when you come to pit road. When you don't, next thing you know, you're back, 25th or 28th or 30th.
Mine's 7:23, the kickoff of the NFL season.
The way this thing cycles around, 1 minute you're at the top, next minute you're at the bottom.
Yeah, it's tough, and when you're sitting in those situations,
Nashville Hot Wings,
especially with how crazy it gets in these restarts. We saw the incident that happened with Joey Logano. That was around 14th. So once you get your back behind that, you're kind of reacting to what's happened. If there is a situation getting down there, tough for Daniel Suarez, a tough day for those guys, but see where it goes. We just had a pit sequence. The earliest of takers, Kevin Harvick, came down, took 4 tires there. They put themselves in a fuel window. This gets them to the short pit of the final of the stage 2.
I want to watch this series, Winning Time on HBO.
They gave up top 10 running position to be 27th at this point.
Continuing to follow the story of Joey Logano, in order to have the damaged vehicle policy clock eliminated, you have to get back on the track, take the green flag, and meet a predetermined minimum speed that NASCAR sets before the drop of the green flag of any given race. The problem is when the green flag flew and they raced off into the corner, we had this caution flag. So Logano has not yet had the opportunity
in the house. We
to
are
run
under
a full
caution
lap
in the
to
highpoint.com
meet
400 from
That all
Pocano.
being said, if he can't meet it once the green comes out and we run a green flag lap, Jeff, at least he's been able to stay on the track and continue to make some laps to give himself a chance to potentially pass other cars that have damage or fall out of the race.
Said they're not even
hot. Now he is 35th, 5 down. Choose rule in play, cars on pit road, and this will be fuel stops for Todd Gilliland, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, among others, as we get ready to go. Mike Bagley, 21 laps right now, logged under caution of the 49. This is a race that just doesn't seem to want to start and keep going.
No, it doesn't. I'm just waiting for him to come through here under green flag conditions. It's been like 20 minutes since that's happened. There have been great battles going into one and coming off of one, but with all the mayhem we've been having down at this end of the racetrack, haven't been able to see what's going to happen down here in the tunnel turn. Hopefully everybody can get it out of their system. We can log some green flag laps and see what everybody has after this most recent round of pit stops. And by the way, shout out to Chase Elliott now into the top 10, maximizing all of these stop and start moments in the early going of this race.
He really is, and that's a driver that started at the back of the field.
Hey, Rhodes having some chicken tacos.
Methodically and by help of some strategy and some calls from crew chief Alan Gustafson, put himself in a pretty good spot. He's up to the number 7 position. And you got William Byron leading the race. You've got Chase Elliott 7th. Alex Bowman also up in the top 10. He's 8th, and before the spin by Larson, that meant all 4 Hendrick Motorsports cars were up into the top 10.
And that didn't surprise us at all because we were watching the Hendrick Chevrolets yesterday. They were in Group B practice, and once they took
20 of 65 in the race,
we knew those 4
around
Chevrolets
50 of 160
were going to be fast. We're getting ready to go here. Lights out on the pace car. Let's see if we can log a green flag lap or 2. As they make their way off turn number 3, they're lined up double file. William Byron is the race leader. He will start outside row 1. Christopher Bell inside row number 1. As they make their way Down the front straightaway, looking for the green flag.
They hit the
Here we go. Green flag, green flag.
Goes back in the air through the gearbox and on the loud pedal. Here they go, thundering up the long front straightaway. William Byron, Christopher Bell race wheel to wheel.
Show you a replay of the
minding
start.
Their manners all the way back through the top 10 or 15. Now we'll see a 3-wide move to the bottom by Chase Elliott, and that's going to pay off. He's already up to the number 5 spot as William Byron pulls away with the lead.
Well, they made it out of turn 1, and they're on the long pond straightaway. Fingers are crossed that they make it to the tunnel turn. William Byron.
There we go. We're back underway at Pocano.
2, maybe 3 car length lead over Ryan Blaney, and they are stacked up behind them. Ty Gibbs right there, side by side for 4th. Here's Denny Hamlin to the inside of Brad Keselowski.
And we make it back to the start-finish line this time.
Outside, Christopher Bell also looking to the bottom in a side-by-side race for position number 4 as the front 3 get away, led by William Byron, who's drawn away from Blaney by 5 car lengths.
And then you've got Ty Gibbs. He is up to position number 3, side by side behind Ty. You've got Christopher Bell working down
Dave.
to the inside on Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski had some speed off the top of turn number 3. That forced Christopher Bell to fall back in line in position number 4. Car length behind him, the 5th place machine of Chase Elliott. He's under the gun. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. to the inside at the exit of 1.
Here they come now onto the long pond straightaway. You got that Keselowski and Christopher Bell battle right there.
Byron,
That's
Blaney,
the 4th.
Gibbs, your
Chase
top
Elliott
3.
lined up behind him. Truex behind Elliott. And here's where Hamlin starts making moves. To the inside of Alex Bowman. He'll complete that pass off the tunnel turn.
Alex Bowman will fall into line just in front of another side-by-side battle as Austin Cindric now is going to lose 3, maybe 4 spots up the long pond. He'll make that the short 2. Kyle Busch goes to the outside, as does Alex Bowman to pick up a 9th spot.
Coming across the start-finish line, William Byron by 6 car lengths over
It's
Ryan
like it's 8 to
Blaney.
4, 8 to
Then
4.
it goes back to Ty Gibbs, who runs in position number 3. NASCAR has said
I have a
now
feeling you
run a
probably
couple
knew
of
that.
green flag laps. All cars, there's quite a few that may have a
You
little
bet one
nick or
more
2
yellow comes
and
out
some
before the
damage.
stage
At
ends, Jay
minimum
Ramos?
speed, except Jeff, for one of those drivers, and that would be the Joey Logano car. He did not meet minimum speed.
Although he will stay on the racetrack and more than likely take the black flag here in another lap or 2. They do not give it to him as he comes down the front straightaway. They may still be pleading their case as they work off the tunnel turn. Turn 2 and head to turn 3.
William Byron at the front of the field as they make their way up the short straightaway into turn 3. Interval between the top 2. Still about 5 car lengths back to Ryan Blaney. 3 more to Ty Gibbs in 3rd.
Off turn number 3. Pretty good race going on here. 42 laps to go here in stage number 2. Ryan Blaney giving it a run, but Dave, you got to look at the 3rd place driver in Ty Gibbs. He made his Cup debut in this race 1 year ago.
Doing an outstanding job so far, staying out of trouble, keeping his nose clean. He's made his way up to the
Byron lead is a full half second over Blaney. 1.1 second over Gibbs.
Martin Truex Jr. continues to hammer away to the end of Chase Elliott.
Thought he had the inside line open coming out of turn number 1. He did not. He'll have to back away. He'll follow Chase off the end of the long pond straightaway. And Chase Elliott right now running in position number 6, but they are beginning to stack up behind him.
Hangs on to that spot 4 now. Still about a car length to Truex Jr. Also Denny Hamlin and part of that traffic along with Tyler Reddick. Battle for the lead. Still
My goodness, those were good, y'all, but damn.
Top 2 led by Byron in the front stretch.
So let's step back outside top 10 for a moment. Back to 11th. That's where Bubba Wallace is. That is where Kyle Busch is. That is where Chris Buescher is. Dave, that's 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Jay Ramos, members up. Appreciate it, Jay Ramos.
Nose to tail as they work their way down the tail of the front straightaway.
New member height.
Bubba Wallace by a car length over Kyle Busch. Another car length back to Christopher Buescher. You can throw A.J. Allmendinger and Justin Haley into the mix as the Colleague cars begin to close in.
Watching Bubba Wallace coming out of 1, took a wider line. Kyle Busch took a lower line. That's going to allow Kyle to close in, but not quite able to make that pass. Kyle looking for more real estate now out of 2.
Bubba Wallace hanging on to that spot 4 now. 2 car lengths back to Kyle Busch as they single out just outside.
The lips are on fire, y'all. Them hot links, man. 43 in the house, y'all. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of NASCAR Cup Series racing. The HighPoint.com 400 from Pocano. Logano just dropped out as he was unable to keep that car at
40 to
speed.
go in the stage, and it's William Byron, race leader.
MRN goes to a commercial break. Oh, no rain. I know. Shocking. I know. Garrett tracking gas. Middle of the 5th inning. Dodgers 4, Rangers 8. I see Harvick trying to work his way back up. He's currently back there in 26 with the Squirrels.
Presence known here in the mid stages of the race. Brad Keselowski has got the King's Hawaiian Ford up into the number 4 position. So Brad Keselowski giving that car a pretty good run here today. From Pocano Raceway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hi, I'm MRN lead pit reporter Steve Pope.
Good racing all over the racetrack now. We're on lap 27 of 65 in stage 2, 57 of 160 in the race. William Byron continues to lead. He's stretching that lead out to 0.7 of a second. Kyle Busch got up into the wall a little bit.
Look no.
He's back underway. 58 of 160 in the race, 104 laps to go. Mr. Fulton Mraz says happy hello to the birthday king has arrived. Okay. I like that interview with Suarez. It was funny. It was funny, Reggie.
Way. Nice breeze blowing here and a perfect day for NASCAR Cup Series racing in front of a sold-out crowd.
William Byron right now is leading. We have 29 laps left in the stage, so why don't we take a look at the leaderboard. Brought to you by Wendy's Late Night. Wendy's BOGO dollar deal is back.
You heard 3 aprons.
Wendy's,
what does that
buy a
mean?
Dave's single spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece nuggets, or medium frosty and get another for $1. Double your delicious. Hurry. The buy-go deal won't last long.
William Byron, the race leader.
I always say perfect day, then it rains.
Scored second. Ty Gibbs is third, and Brad Keselowski is fourth. Fifth is Christopher Bell. Sixth, Chase Elliott. Seventh is Martin Truex Jr. Eighth is Denny Hamlin. Tyler Reddick goes ninth, and Alex Bowman is 10th.
Bubba Wallace is 11th, followed by Chris Buescher.
Big part of the racetrack.
AJ Allmendinger and his teammate Justin Haley. They go 13th, 14th. Michael McDowell, 15th. Kyle Busch, 16th. Ryan Preece, 17th. Austin
We're approaching the midpoint of stage 2.
Is Austin Dillon. 23rd is Eric
36
Jones.
to go. Byron, Blaney,
Larson,
Gibbs, Keselowski, Bell, your top 5.
Corey LaJoie goes 26th, and Ross Chastain 27th.
Regine is happy to see Bowman back at the track.
29th is Harrison
What's up,
Burton,
Glenn Human?
and 30th is Chase Briscoe.
Todd Gilliland,
right, there's the look at your race leader.
Yaley, 32nd. Cole Custer is 33rd, and BJ
Look
McLeod
at your race
34th.
leader on the track.
All of those drivers on the lead lap. And then you've got Joey Logano.
What's going on,
35th,
Glenn? 44.
Daniel
That's our high for today. Up in here, up in here.
Lap number 60, it is William Byron out front over Ryan Blaney.
Some teams are having a great day, obviously. Some not so much. On the not so much side of things, you really got to look at Trackhouse. This is a team that makes noise at every single racetrack, usually in the
Flight
positive
says
light.
the preaching man.
You mentioned on the rundown there, brought to you by Wendy's, that Daniel Suarez.
Right, I'm starting to feel
what about
my
Ross
lips
Chastain?
again after
on the rundown.
After those hot links. The feeling is coming back.
Ross Chastain still on the lead lap, and this has not necessarily been a very good track for Ross Chastain in his NASCAR.
Are you talking about there as in at the racetrack, or there as in where I'm at?
Cup car here at Pocono has been 24th He's got 2 more spots.
Let's get some check-ins in the chat, everybody. Put where you're from in the chat. I'm from Arizona.
30th place finish here at Pocano Raceway.
Another organization struggling at least early in this one would be the SHR Ford Mustangs. Alex Hayden, Ryan Preece right now the highest running Ford out of that team. He is 17th. Eric Almirola is running 19th.
Harvick's still trying to work his way up after pitting after that last accident.
Is back in 30th, so that is a team
25th.
looking to have a better second half of this event. Right now we have 99
Canada in the house for Greasy, Kentucky.
As we work stage number 2, so Todd Gordon, we've seen 3 caution flags fly here in the
Argo, North Dakota for Glenn. Butterfly up in here. Munich, Germany for Hiking Combat.
Strategy are we looking at here in stage 2?
Yeah,
Baltimore, Maryland for Dean. Ohio for Stephen. Nova Scotia, Canada for David Thexton.
I think most of these guys are looking for mid-70s to maybe late 70s.
Sure what the weather is at Pocano, buddy.
If you get to 80, that puts you at 1 more stop. It kind of changes up the strategy.
Looks like a nice day there.
They're going to stretch this window as long as they
78 in Jacksonville, Florida.
Coming up perhaps in the next 8 laps or so. Quick observation time now as we check in with Dave, Mike, and Kyle. We are now 62 laps into the event. Dave, anything stand out so far over the course of the first 62?
I've been watching another
Centerville, Iowa for Roland. Ontario for Greasy Flight. Illinois grew up in Oklahoma. Oh, Butterfly. Hello.
Absolutely being hounded by Christopher Bell.
Hello.
Bell has done everything to Brad but swat him on the nose with a rolled-up newspaper. But Bradley's pretty good at driving these
33 laps to go in stage 2.
The air at a track like Pocono.
Byron's lead almost a full second now over Blaney. 2 seconds over Ty Gibbs, who's in third.
2 or 3 car lengths. RFK Racing slowly but surely making their way back.
Marky Dew checking in from Bakersfield, California. Tim Walker from The Rock, Rockingham, North Carolina.
Peel off the racetrack under green flag conditions.
Glenn says it's good to see the 49, or the 9 in the top 10, the number 9.
Alex Bowman, they were 12.2 seconds behind the leader. Let's follow.
But I think we got some green flag pit stops going on here.
Randall Burnett trying to bring him in a little bit earlier, so Kyle Busch on pit road. 4 tires, trying to pack it full of Sunoco fuel to send them back out.
Alex Bowman also has his car in, going to be 4-tire Sunoco Racing fuel. I really like the call that Todd Gordon said as far as strategy, trying to make it to lap 80. They did not feel like that was
their
Kenneth
best Burton
option. Blake Harris, the crew chief,
going on,
Alex Bowman in now, sending him back out on the racetrack, and they're hoping to stay on the lead lap, and it looks like they will there. And boy, that has got everyone's attention. A couple other crews now jumping up on the
This was a slow-going race at the beginning there with all those cautions.
With a race leader, William Byron.
Let's see how many cautions we've had.
Lead lap with ease. Not the same can be
5 different cautions so far in this game, in this race.
William Byron, and Byron is pulled away by a good 15 to 20 car lengths.
Yeah, not only has he been bypassed by William Byron, he's been bypassed by Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch still trying to get up to speed, and he'll do that. However, he's lost a lot of ground to the race leader after losing a lap.
Third car in line on the racetrack is Kyle Busch, just in front of the third-place car on the scoreboard.
I appreciate it, Glenn.
Gibbs, and well behind the race leader, William Byron.
Yeah, that was rough today. I have no idea why that would not come up for me, but
on the lead lap when he came to
it used to be called Flash. I don't know what it's called now, but it's a thing on your computer that allows you to watch like video, and apparently that must have needed to be updated because I had to reset everything. It took me quite a while to get it to come back up.
You have a little bit of a fumble there on the left rear of the race car. That's going to take away your time. Wasn't able to stay out in front.
I hope Byron doesn't win. At some point, it gets boring to have the same people win. Bobby Boucher says, "Hey, Goose Sports sent me."
And Christopher Bell, crew chief.
5 likes away from 45.
He's going to be in a bad position because he can stay out. Everybody's going to have to make a stop. As long as it all happens under green, he'll cycle himself back on the lead
At the
lap.
16 of Allmendinger on pit road.
Off sequence, he'll come to pit lane right now. That's a significant one because he is the first car outside of the
Action
playoff
Industries,
grid,
the sponsor on that car.
So
Here he is
clearly
on
they're
pit
trying to do
road.
something different to try to gain track position and gain some points and potentially get themselves, Jeff, inside the playoff cut line.
Well, and again, we got to watch Willie Stanton.
Going back to the Jeff Gordon days, the 24 car has always run well at this track, says Glenn. Menace in the house is 4 likes now.
Interesting. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. came off pit road right in front of the leader. Byron passed him, but
Byron's lead still 1.1 seconds over Byron, 2.4 over Gibbs.
Jr. is on the back bumper of William Byron as Kyle Busch is on the back bumper.
Harvick into the top 20.
Is watching Stenhouse, taking a peek to the inside, finding the room he needs to get a lap back.
Trying to put that
Java is always important to streaming.
Not this time. Behind them,
Yeah, something like that was out because it would not launch to where it was tracking the scoring. Video was playing fine, but
to the inside of the current race leader, William Byron.
Here they come. Byron, the race leader, has Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all over his back bumper. Then the lap car.
all right, so the top 5 cars, it's been 40 laps since they've been to pit road.
Further back, pretty good race going on for the number 4 spot. It's an
Dylan, Harvick, and Larson, 18, 19, 20. It's been about 20 laps for those guys. They're going to move up as these guys start pitting.
Looking high, looking low, can't find a room to get by.
I've noticed that Christopher Bell in the tunnel.
Dave, isn't this where you guys went on vacation, the Poconos?
Perhaps maybe fighting some aerodynamic issues on that Toyota. He'll look to the inside at the entrance to the tunnel turn. He can't make it happen down low either as he exits the corner.
Brad Keselowski hangs on to that position.
Hila up in here, up in here.
Turn number 2, just a couple of car lengths back to Christopher Bell. Martin Truex Jr. looking to make this a 3-car battle from 4th on back here in turn 3.
Lap number 68, William Byron is the race leader. We've got green flag pit stops on deck.
All right, MRN goes to a commercial. We got 43 in the house. 27 laps to go in stage 2. Williams Byron's lead continues to be about 1.5 seconds over Ryan Blaney. 2.8 now over Gibbs, who's fallen further back. What happened to Harvick? There was an accident on the restart before this restart here. And the accident happened in front of him. And I think when he slammed on the brakes so he didn't hit that car, he probably flat spotted some of the tires. So they came to pit road. So they're off cycle now from everybody else. They are off cycle. But he'll get up there. He's got a fast car today. But this is Pocono, y'all. It's kind of like a road course. All right, they're interviewing Joey Logano now. Hopefully MRN has that.
This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
They came back and then went right back to commercial. Showing a replay of the Logano accident. Gene says, I've got an old childhood pastor's daughter. She's in Tucson, Arizona. She owns a bed and breakfast business there. Horses, trail rides. There you go. And we're all worried about Miss Sheila and Dab Dave's mom and mother-in-law there. Dab Dave checking in from Riverside, California. Jake the Snake says, come on, Kyle Larson.
Team 93.
43 up in here. 25 to go in stage 2. Joey Logano's interview is complete. Takes a swig of that Coca-Cola. We are back to MRN Radio.
Back at Pocono, lap 70, William Byron leads. 2 drivers out of the event. One of them, Daniel Suarez. The other, Joey Logano.
Well, Joey, you gave it a good run to try to get back out there, but too much damage. What happened out on the racetrack?
I just got squeezed on the restart. I had an opening down the center, so I went down the gut, down into turn 1.
He took off for oxygen.
Squeezing back up, and I started coming back up to not get hit, and I think the 34 was on my right rear a little bit and just tagged me in the right rear, and that's all it took is spin it around. And so it's a bummer there. We had a pretty decent Verizon Mustang, one that would obviously led the first part of the first stage and get a stage win, which, hey, we got something out of today, so that part's good, but it's a bummer we didn't get to see it all the way through.
All right, Joey Logano done here for the day.
Tough break for Joey Logano. Perfectly explained from the driver's seat at 185 miles an hour going into turn number 1.
All right, USA is NASCAR nonstop. 24 laps to go in stage 2. We're on 72 of 160 in the race with 88 to go. 1 hour, 32 minutes into the telecast. William Byron's lead over Ryan Blaney is now 1.8 seconds.
Jr. as Kyle makes the pass on Byron down in turn number 1. He'll get back on the lead lap and put Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in a free pass position. Denny Hamlin is on pit
102
road
degrees for Butterfly in Austin.
Lap number 72 for
Hamlin to pit road.
Gabe Hartis, crew chief, brings his driver down. They've been relatively happy with the car. The balance has been good. Wish they had just a little bit more speed. Quickly the crew around to the left side of the car. Left side tires work. Now they wait for the gas
peek in
to
on the
fill
Dodgers,
up.
y'all.
Denny
We
Hamlin
peek in.
down and away. He pitted on lap 70. Bubba Wallace was in on lap 68. So
Dodgers still down 8-4 in the bottom of the 6th.
varying strategies here as we work our way through stage number 2.
With William Byron, the race leader, Ryan Blaney second, Ty Gibbs third. The battle is beginning to shape up behind fourth place running Brad Keselowski.
99 degrees in Riverside today for Dab Dave.
They come flashing across the line. It's Truex, Bell, and
Matthew says Ryan Blaney very likely to win his second win today of the season. I think so.
Trying to take a spot away from Brad.
45 car to pit road.
Has run away from C. Bell. Now Truex has made his way past Bell, and Chase Elliott is only about 6 car lengths further back.
Truex made that pass in the tunnel turn 1 lap ago, and it was a textbook pass. Started to run to the inside off the end of the Long Pond straightaway.
Harvick up to
Eased
18th.
To the inside, completed that pass by the time they got to the exit of the tunnel
Butterfly
turn.
says, get the likes up, please. Yeah, we had a rough start today, Butterfly. We had a rough start. I couldn't get this timing and scoring that's below me to activate on my computer.
4 cars fighting for position just into the top 5.
Tyler Reddick just left pit road. He had routine service back here on lap number 74. 20 laps to go in stage number 2. Crew chief Todd Gordon laid it out perfectly a moment ago, Jeff. Said you got to be maybe upper 70s, but if you can hit the magic number, lap 80, which is 6 laps from now, that could put you on a potential 1 more stop to the end.
Likes away from 50.
Call to your attention is where
Marky Deuce is 110 in Harvick County, Bakersfield, California.
Byron. No, it's not Blaney, Gibbs, or Keselowski.
But Gene says, let's go JGR. You got this. Keep up that momentum.
On lap number 75. Alex
Sheila says Byron better win.
In the field to find the quickest cars.
The quickest car right now is
Byron's got a lot of wins already, Sheila.
That's Justin Haley.
Byron already has a lot of wins on the season. Why are you being greedy, girl?
The 27th place car. Alex Bowman is third fastest.
Why you got to be greedy? Why does he have to win all the races?
Just made pit stops within the last 4 or 5 laps that are out there ripping off some beautiful laps, but way down the leaderboard. The key, Todd, I guess, is they're hoping this stays green.
Yeah, they are. They've split the stage.
20 laps to go in stage 2.
Put themselves in a position. We'll see where it goes with stage points and at the end of the stage. But everybody ahead of them has to make a pit stop. But it may put them where they're only 1 stop to go. I think these guys.
Gene says, hit that like button. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Byron, Blaney, Gibbs, Keselowski. Those are the top 4. Last time they were on pit road, lap 27.
Byron's lead now almost a full 2 seconds over Blaney, almost 3 seconds over Gibbs.
What we're hearing, I think they're hoping to get to that point. Right
Harvick up to 16th.
I think Todd Gordon has nailed it as far as when we talk about those drivers.
So that grouping in 14 through 16 of Dylan, Larson, Harvick, they're the cars that pit on the last caution. Everybody in front of them has not pitted in like 40 laps. So you're about to see some movement towards the front for Dylan, Larson, and Harvick. Eric Jones should be part of that group as well as Ty Dillon.
Ross Chastain comes off the racetrack. He'll make his way to pit road in that black and blue Worldwide Express Chevrolet. They'll get routine service on his race car. Now,
I like about MRN, y'all. I like the MRN broadcast because they always mention the sponsor. But there's Byron up front.
And his last time to pit road came on lap 32. That is 5 laps later than
kind of a dominating performance so far for the 2014.
If Chastain and his crew said it's time to come to pit road, you would think sooner than later, we're going to see Byron and the rest of those that pitted on lap 27.
A lot of this in the
Cindric is on pit road, coming off now.
Talking about as Chris Buescher comes in,
as the leader goes past the pit road exit.
Pit stop. Do you simply put enough Sunoco fuel in the time it takes to change tires? Or do you stay there and continue to add fuel? Because there is a big difference.
Yeah, it depends on what your call is and where your play is. Like Ross Chastain coming down through here wasn't a top 10
17 car to pit road.
To make this one more stop. They're looking to make this a best position to be back on a lead lap. They were 20-some seconds back, lost the lap. But as William Byron and the leaders come to pit road, he'll have 3 or 4 laps that he's been on new tires to try to close some of that gap back up.
William Byron will stay in the racetrack. Let's take a ride around a 2.5-mile track they call the Tricky Triangle. William Byron, race leader, heads off to turn 1.
Here he comes into turn number 1. Nobody running down on the yellow line any longer.
Right.
The crew is
service is done on the 17 of Chris Buescher. And he is leaving pit road.
Outside wall at the exit of turn 1. Yeah, he swings it wide out of 1 and just
comes Keselowski in the 6 to pit road.
The racetrack. And when he comes to the entrance to the tunnel turn, he takes a wider arc and is about a half lane off the farm.
General Thor just jumped up on the love seat, y'all.
Onto the wall to the short straightaway.
While he continues to extend his advantage at the front of the field over Ryan Blaney.
Who's led the most laps, says Regine? Most laps led is that 24 car. He's led 57 laps so far.
4th place car, Brad Keselowski, is leaving his pit
the
box
best
as
speed,
the
I don't know
race
that I
leader.
could give that to you. I think it's Byron at
Heel off the
167.
racetrack. That's William Byron and Ryan Blaney,
Might
respectively.
be Bowman, though.
Black, lime green, white.
All right, 24 coming to pit road, giving up the race lead.
The race leader, William Byron. Steve
I'll show it to you on replay.
55 miles per hour. Here comes William Byron.
Here comes Byron to pit road.
1 nails the side. Rudy Fugle just preached to his crew. Be flawless here on this pit stop.
What's up, RM?
Quickly around to the left side, pumping a half of the jack.
What's going on, buddy?
Fuel is engaged. Now they will wait and make sure they get all the fuel in the race car. Now waiting on the fuel there. Finally
Boom,
down and
boom.
away.
So Gibbs is now showing as the race leader.
Ryan Blaney is in. Austin Cindric is in.
Harvick has entered the top 10.
Eric Almirola is in, bringing the Ford Mustang in. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. He is down in a way. The last one that we're waiting on.
Davies is RM.
They're trying to get the max they can right now.
They can bust off a 4-tire stop, Alex, in about 9 seconds. Add another 3 more to make sure that fuel is completely full.
Yeah, if they run the tank empty,
it'd
down to
be
20
nice
gallons.
to get a caution right
the
here.
best these dump cans will be 2 gallons a second. It's more like 1.7, so it's going to take them 13, 14 seconds with a swap to get that full.
Chase Elliott is on the pit lane.
He's Elliott, a great recovery here from a bad
You heard it, Elliott coming to
effort.
pit
Here
road.
our left side work was on the car. Pretty happy with the balance of that automobile. Going to be 4 tires, and again, waiting on the fuel.
Elliott to pit road.
Chase Elliott down in the way. It looks like Noah Gragson getting pit service. The only one we're waiting for now is
Dave likes his new nickname.
We'll see Truex here in another lap or so.
Going to see Ty Gibbs in another lap.
Regine says,
Jason Toy. As a matter of fact, here he comes right
good
now.
you have listening
Ty
today.
Gibbs being shown as the race leader. Ty Gibbs now on pit road.
Did a great
Gibbs
job
to
in
pit
saving
road
fuel
now.
on this run. Chris Gale wanted him to go max save throughout the run to get longer to be
comes.
able to have the opportunity to be one of the last cars to come down. First can of Sunoco fuel goes in. Tires going on the right side. They'll swing around to the left side. 2 Goodyear Racing Eagles will slap on. They'll hit that lug.
This is Gibbs bringing it to pit road.
Jack drops. He is going to be gone. Fuel is in. He's down on the way, Steve Post.
Truex Jr., his teammate, the Interstate Battery colors on the car.
Truex to pit road.
Going to be 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. The tires are done. Waiting on
All right, so now we've cycled, y'all. So Larson now is on the top of the leaderboard, then Dillon, then Harvick are your top 3 with 14 to go in stage 2. I don't think those cars have to pit before the end of the stage.
13 laps to go in stage number 2.
All right, MRN goes to a commercial break. Gregson now look, let's be good on pit road penalty, says Regine. Is that who you like as Noah Gregson? 79 laps to go in the race, yo. We're on 82 of 160 with 14 to go in stage 2. It's the highpoint.com 400 from Pocano Raceway, NASCAR Cup Series action here on Valhalla Sports Talk. Harvick now up into second as Dillon pits. Austin Dillon on pit road. Harvick 1 second behind Larson. Will they pit? They might pit before the caution. Remember, they closed pit road with 2 laps to go at the end of the stage. Apparently, the 54 of Gibbs had trouble on pit road. To get the right change, it took a little while. His service is done. No problem, Regine. I do it every week now. I do it every week. Let's listen back into MRN.
And I'm really proud to follow.
Still in a commercial break. 12 to go in stage 2.
Timers can be really tough.
There's a big gaggle of cars back there, among them Elliott and Haley. .43 in the house. All right, they are on board with Harvick. I will show that to you when it comes up on my phone. Go. So on board with Harvick. As he rolls on past the start-finish line.
11 laps to go in stage number 2. Kyle Larson, the race leader. Kevin Harvick is second. Those two drivers exit turn 2 and head for 3.
And about 7 or 8 car lengths between those two drivers on the short straightaway right now into turn number 3. Kyle Larson right in the middle of the racetrack, as is Kevin Harvick.
All right, USA Network goes side by side.
Wider exit off of turn 3 and onto the front.
Larson's lead over Harvick, 8.99. Just less than 1 second. And then Eric Jones in third now is 3.6 seconds back.
It is 10 laps away. A number of drivers, those especially
we do badly,
are going to run that fuel cell dry.
We badly need a Harvick win.
To see the green and white checkered flag, what do you expect to happen? What would you do if you were on the box?
I expect Corey LaJoie. He's the one that's been since lap 40. I expect him the next lap or so. I'm surprised that he's still out there. We'll see where he gets. The other 5 guys in the top 6, they're all on either lap 47 or 49. I feel
got
like
40 in the house, y'all. The top 3 is Larson, Harvick, Jones.
I don't think that they can
just
go
10 laps to go in stage 2.
And the couple laps it takes before they open pit road.
Goose Grease, does anyone have a muchalada? Pass it this way. Goose craving that muchalada.
More laps from where we're at right now.
51 likes on today's stream. Dodgers now 4 to 8, middle of the 7th.
Click off lap number 86. Eric Jones is being scored third. Eric Jones.
Listen, y'all, Dodgers won the first 2 games of that series. That's all we got to do. We got to win 2 out of 3 every time we're on the road.
Top 5 finishes here,
and we'll cruise into the playoffs.
Series career. That's tied for the most in his career at any track that Eric Jones races on in the NASCAR Cup Series. Steve Post right now giving the United States Air Force Thunderbird colors a pretty good run.
Yeah, and we talk about this so many times in NASCAR. When something happens off,
we can win 2 out of 3 of every series. We're in the playoffs. Let's go, Harvick, says Thomas Forbes.
Dave Lenz brought him down. They worked on the car. That put him off from sequence, and they have chocked that car full of fuel on the last lap before we went back. It's a matter of that team right now is not going to go up and wrestle the lead away from
Harvick is staying steady at less than a second behind Larson.
sequence. Right now, they're looking good.
He might just not be pushing the car too much. I think their goal is to get to the end of the stage, or just before pit road closes.
Sneak a good finish out of here at Pocano this afternoon.
He is a three-time winner.
Gonna miss Mr. Harvick. Tough when current OGs leave the sport, but like anything good in life, it eventually comes to an end.
Dave, it is for
Truth.
12th. It's Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell,
Absolute
and Martin
truth.
Truex Jr.
Not a lot of space between the three of them either. Seabell ducks to the inside, but Bubba's got a higher line and more momentum coming off one. Now here comes Truex to the inside of Bell.
Just 8 laps to go. Stage 2.
Up the long pond straightaway, trying to side draft off the side of Seabell. Truex will do that at the entrance of 2. It'll pay off. He'll grab the spot, and now trying to go after Bubba Wallace.
He leads his pack of traffic off of turn number 2 by just a couple of car lengths over that.
Harvick is the finisher, says Thomas Forbes. We need him to finish one this year, man. At least one win.
Is able to break away by a couple car lengths.
Down to 7 laps to go in stage number 2. Race leader continues to be Kyle Larson. What's the latest from his pit box? Jason Toy.
Well, they're very happy with the way the race car is running right now. Kyle's very happy with it too. And I'll bring
It's on the USA Network, Butterfly, USA.
You know, he's relaying the times, the lap times every time Kyle comes down. But he has access to data that he has on his computer in front of him, that SMT
That's an
data
NBC
that allows
affiliate.
to see where cars are running against other cars out here. And the thing about it, you have the spotter up top, but you also got the crew chief that's watching these lines and telling him where Kevin Harvick is getting into the corner or off the corner a little bit better. That's amazing, Todd, to think about all the tools that you have that you can relay to your driver to help him.
I'm looking at it. It's USA up in the upper right-hand corner, Butterfly.
GPS data that NASCAR has these
There you
cars
go.
broadcast. You can see throttle, you can see speed, you can see brake and steering, and with the SMT data, you can overlay that data to each other and see with the car, your car, and another car laid on top of it to see
It's
where.
been 41 laps since Larson's been to pit road, 43 since Harvick's been there, 43 since Jones has been there.
Battle. Mike Bagley shaping up for 6th.
Oh.
It's Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick.
All right, we got Denny Hamlin
Denny Hamlin
trying to
has it.
pass.
He'll go all the way to the bottom of the long pond straightaway, trying to get along
48, I believe.
And he will. Side by side, coming into the corner. Hamlin will slide through.
Oh, got you, Butterfly.
The pass on the Bowman car.
Denny Hamlin takes that spot away and immediately drives away from Alex Bowman.
Gibbs back in the top 10.
Just a bit from Tyler Reddick and Harrison Burton. That battle singles out.
Byron, who's dominated this race, is in 5th now, but he's 12 seconds back with 6 to go in stage 2.
To pit lane. Now the 3rd place car. Eric Jones is on pit road. Eric Jones at 55 miles per hour will make his way down to Steve Post, who's poised and ready to call the stop.
The United States Air Force colors on the Chevy Camaro Legacy Motor Club, and there they are around to the right side of the car. Dave Lenz does a great job.
All right, looks like there are some rain clouds forming. They're those high ones with the dark metals, you know. They look to be surrounding the track at this point.
Still waiting for the fuel. Eric Jones revving it up now. Gets the signal down.
Speaking of amazing, the fact we are only at 44 likes. Please smash the like.
About to turn the leaderboard upside down yet again. Here comes Kevin Harvick. Harvick will give up 2nd. It's Larson, Harvick, Dillon, Byron, Hamlin. It's all going to shuffle now. Harvick is on pit road.
Well, we
Harvick
talked
to
about
pit
them
road.
earlier today about how good of a run they've been having as of late, looking to stay in that top 5 here throughout the afternoon. They've been able to do that. Rodney
Harvick
Childers
on pit road. They're changing the right side. I'll show it to you in replay.
Harrison Burton will check up a little bit to allow Harvick to make his way off the pit lane.
Here he is on pit road.
Here comes the field again, all circling around the racetrack, waiting on what Kyle Larson and Cliff Daniels, his crew
4
chief, are
tires
gonna
and
elect to do.
fuel
Larson, the leader now, by
for the
10
number 4
seconds.
Ford.
Number 1 is Christopher Bell. He hits the wall and spins.
Bell hits the wall.
Christopher Bell going for a wild spin and slide off turn number
Caution
1.
comes out. I think this helps Harvick.
And is headed away from the spin scene.
Or actually, it hurts him because he'll be the last car off.
Kyle Larson was on his way to pit road. He was about 100 feet
What
from
the
the
hell?
commitment line when he got the word of the caution coming out and yanks the steering wheel back right. He gets back on the racetrack. How close do you think he is on fuel, Todd?
I think they're close. But they should.
So this stage is going to finish under
In
caution.
conserve mode here, shutting that engine off, coasting around, doing what he can. Hopefully,
There
they
it
get
is.
this
Here
pit
is the
road open
spin.
pretty quickly for him.
There are 3 laps
Here is the spin
in the stage. Pit road closed under caution. A solo spin by Christopher Bell, and Kyle Larson still shows the way.
Crazy.
Don't miss your chance to race
MRN
for $1 million.
to a commercial.
Introducing the Nascar.
We are under yellow. Yeah, yep, he's going to get behind now. Truth. Hey, Ramos says, you remember when I said there'll be one more caution before the stage ends? I really like that 78 paint scheme this week. What a break for Larson. Well, he still has to come to pit road, though, right? I don't know. Hell, I'm confused. Harvick still posted on the lead lap, 51 seconds back. So a lot of these cars are going to pit. I don't think that he does. Let's see how it cycles out.
Explain when we come back from Pocano Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network.
We'll see how it cycles out, y'all. The pace car is bringing him around. Right now, it's Larson. Larson pacing the field with 3 to go. 2 to go now in stage 2. Harvick does this every time, says Butterfly. Well, he doesn't know when the other car's going to wreck, girl. He doesn't know when they're going to wreck on the track. It's like 85 degrees thanks to that monsoon weather, so I am running a batch of moonshine, says Rich Frank. There you go, Rich. I like Harvick's car and the 14, says, and then the comment removed. All right, back to MRN. I like Harvick's in the 15, says Dave.
We have a lap and a half away from the end of stage 2. Welcome back to the Pocano Raceway, the NASCAR Cup Series in action live on the Motor Racing Network. We went under the caution flag just 2 laps ago when Christopher Bell
making comments is about to rain over here, yet it's still 95 degrees.
Kyle Larson is your race leader.
Isn't that extraordinarily high for Europe?
Going to win the stage. That's good news, but there is bad news.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rich.
Yeah, as you look at it, I mean, they were on their way
Appreciate
to
it,
pit road.
Rich.
Obviously had to feel like they were right at their fuel window.
Unknown Duck says, do you ever get sad when I'm not in your streams? Every time, bro. Every time.
Pit road because we don't open it to 2 laps before
Who are you?
stage end. So pit road's not going to open until we at least get to 96, and it may be 97. That would be
80s in Pennsylvania for Mr. Rhodes.
We'll see where that all plays out and how that runs.
Butterfly says no.
They may get the stage win, but can they get there? And the other piece is when they do come, they're going to be about P last.
19 going to win, says Gooch.
Everybody else has made their stop.
Jason Toy is in the pit box right now. What's the angst like?
Well, that's right. You did move to California. My bad, bro.
What was relayed between the crew chief, Cliff Daniels.
My bad. I forgot you moved to Cali.
Kyle just cued the radio as Todd was talking there saying, I should have enough to make it back around. They're like, yep, you should. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, they're really on fumes right now. They're going to try to keep him moving the car back and forth to kind of slosh that fuel around.
Rich says I ran a lot of personal batches, mostly
it is just going to be coming in on
California fruit and sugarcane. I don't know nothing about moonshine, Rich. I have no idea, bro. Never had it. Never tried it. But cool that you got a hobby there, bro. Cool that you got you a hobby.
Alex, Todd, I'll start with you, Alex. I mean, 2.5 miles is one thing. 5 or 7.5 miles.
So I
is
think
another
we've
thing.
got a winner of stage 2.
Save fuel out here, and let's kind of dive into that a little bit deeper. How does a driver save fuel when they're
Unknown Duck says 95 and about to rain in Los Angeles.
What you'll end up is a car will be in a gear that you
Hello,
would run
Miss Sarah.
around there, and you're going to just give it a squirt of
Miss Sarah says go chasing Kyle Larson.
Speed it up and push the clutch in, shut the engine off.
Larson in the lead, Miss Sarah.
Let it coast as long as it'll
this
coast.
is the
and
final lap.
And it sounds crazy.
The final lap of stage
5 miles an hour with a pace car.
2
you're going to try to draft
under caution, y'all.
And let that kind of bleed off 7, 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. When you get down to that point, you'll turn the ignition back on, let the clutch out.
So Larson going to get the stage 2 win.
70 miles an hour here, put the clutch back in, shut it back off. You can get to the point where if we're making 5 miles to the gallon,
and then they'll open up pit road.
Race trim, you can make upwards of almost 15 miles to the gallon by doing it that way. So
it's going to finish Larson, Dillon, Byron, Hamlin, Bowman, Reddick, Gibbs, Blaney, Wallace, and Truex will all get points for stage 2.
Coming off of the corner right now, and he's down to the inside of the racetrack. Looked like some other cars pulled up that were going to pass
Real
him.
Deal Prime says have to smash the like button. See you on the next one. All right, buddy.
Beside him, but it looks like
Rich says I got a date.
Stay down to the inside of the
and Cherry Mash.
Interesting maneuver
I just about ready to run.
Way down to the bottom of the racetrack.
So behind the pace car, you
it's
have
just
to
been so dang hot.
Car speed. So in this situation, Chase Briscoe.
Right, so here we go. Here they are getting the flag.
Bleed off as much speed by keeping up.
Here they are getting the flag for the end of stage 2.
Between the two of them, pretty tight.
Green and white checkered flag is flying at the start-finish line under caution, and Kyle Larson will score the stage 2 win, his 3rd stage win of the season. So
Dave says that cherry sounds good.
Green and white checkered flag presented by Sunoco. Sunoco puts the same focus and care that goes into the
he's going to have to pit
stations that it does for the race fuel that powers the fastest.
He's going to have to pit, no doubt.
Around the world, Sunoco fueling NASCAR for 20 years.
Kyle Larson wins stage number 2. Ty Dillon was 2nd. William Byron 3rd. Denny Hamlin 4th, and Alex.
We're on lap 96 of 160 in the race. 65 laps to go.
8th, Bubba Wallace 9th, and Martin Truex Jr.
149 here locally.
10th spot.
Good
so a nap,
a
Sunday afternoon nap looks to be
NASCAR
in my future.
Is opening pit road this time by. All he needs to do is make it about another 1.25 miles, and there's Sunoco fuel waiting for a car that is starving for it. Kyle Larson, 70 miles an hour is the pace speed around the Pocano Raceway. It looked like there for a minute he was going to slow Kyle Rickey, just trying to milk this car onto pit road.
Yeah, there's a lot of weaving going on right now for the race leader Kyle Larson here in turn 3, although still staying lockstep with the pace car here at the
Marky Deuce is Rich Frank. Who do you think you are, Junior Johnson?
I was wondering if it would refire. It did, and it looks like he's going to get to the pit lane.
Here comes Larson and Ty Dillon, who's also in the same situation. They make their way to pit road.
5 likes away from 60, y'all.
Headed your way.
Well, he can wipe the sweat off the brow a little bit. He said it started to kind of gurgle a little bit for him coming back through turn number 3. So they made the mark. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. They pulled a tear off the windshield to get him a clean view. At first,
so pit stops ongoing here.
Second can going in. Tires are going to go on the left side. But the biggest thing for Kyle Larson, he's going to have to wait till his crew chief says he's ready to go. Steve Post?
Now, we've got more cars pitting down here. I believe Denny Hamlin was in. He is just worried about overall grip.
Pit road, a busy place. Kyle Larson among them.
Chassis adjustment. Hamlin down and away. Alex Bowman is in down and away.
I'm thinking Harvick stays out, right? Harvick will stay out. He should cycle into about 15th is my guess.
On that car. AJ Allmendinger was in, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. getting service.
Race off pit road, Hamlin, Bowman, Wallace, Reddick, Allmendinger, Larson, Haley, Dillon, Priest, and Chastain. They all took 4 tires.
Number 2.
And that is lap number 96. 14 cars pitted in all. Kyle Larson will go from the lead to just outside of the top 25.
Will they find a...
All right, so MRN goes to a commercial break. I'm going to turn on this music, and I'm going to run and use the restroom. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Butterfly says no restroom. All right, let's listen into MRN.
Enough to pull a Sun Tracker bass.
Still nothing.
Leading the pack, coming.
We are under caution here. This is the beginning. It's going to be the beginning of the third stage. 63 laps to go in the highpoint.com 400 from Pocano Raceway. NASCAR Cup Series action here on Valhalla Sports Talk. Back to MRN. Back to MRN Radio.
Motor Racing Network's coverage from Pocano Raceway.
And see all the ways you could save.
William Byron, race leader. Kyle Larson, his teammate, didn't fall as far as at least what I thought he was going to fall. Alex Hayden, Kyle Larson ready to go.
Harvick showing in 12th place.
Packed full of Sunoco fuel and ready to get back after it.
Yeah, so Larson, we'll see how this plays out from here on out. Here's Christopher Bell coming off the racetrack as we get the 1 to go signal, and we'll go green flag racing next time by. Steve Post, the Christopher Bell in the Yahoo car coming your way.
Absolutely.
Yahoo!
To the attention of the crew. Fuel only. Fuel only for Christopher Bell. They're chock it full of fuel. Again, getting off sequence.
Butterfly says Harvick, step on it.
To be a little shorter than everyone else is what the call is from Adam Stevens for Christopher
Mike
Bell.
Gibbs up to second place.
Into the green flag. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network.
Let's try to count it. 10 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010.
To put him back under the green flag. Stage racing 1 and 2 done. Logano with the stage 1 win. Larson with the stage 2 win. And William Byron out front at the moment. Jeff Striegel alongside Alex Hayden. And the crew chief, Todd Gordon, out in the turns on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Dave Moody, Mike Bagley, and Kyle Rickey, and on pit road covering all of the action. And there's been plenty of it. Steve Post and Jason Toy.
Thanks, everybody, on this summer July day for tuning in to the highpoint.com 400 here on MRN. We appreciate it, whether you're out on the boat, driving down the highway, one of the truckers, maybe got some ribs on the smoker, or right here at the racetrack with the headset on, listening to the broadcast. Here they come as we get ready for green flag racing.
And there will
We're about
be
to get back under green.
laps remaining here this afternoon. Who's going to go to victory lane? Let's find out together. It is William Byron up front. He's going to start outside row 1. To his inside is Ryan Blaney.
So we got 61 laps to go.
You've got Brad Keselowski right there as well, coming up to speed and heading to 1.
Here they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1. 3 and 4 wide, a bit further back in the pack. Front of the field.
Green flag, back out.
Go to the inside of Blaney after
Here they are coming to the green.
Away from William Byron on the entrance of turn 2.
So it's William Byron with the lead. Truex to second. Make that Blaney to the lead. Byron will fall to third.
They are underway.
Keep everything in check now as they set up off the end of the Long Pond straightaway. 3 wide further back. Bubba Wallace to the inside of Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott.
A lot of aggressive lane changes here, y'all. Back in the middle of the pack there. It's Blaney out front, Truex second, Byron third. Harvick clinging to a top 10 spot.
This time by 100 laps complete in the highpoint.com 400. Ryan Blaney up front. Martin Truex Jr. giving chase. They head to Dave Moody.
Just about a 5-car length gap back to the third place machine of William Byron. He's got some company at the back door. The challenge, though, is on for the lead. Martin Truex Jr. keeps to the inside on Blaney. Ryan slides down the racetrack to shut him down.
Blaney doing a good job of keeping Truex in the rear view mirror. Here they come now as they begin to set up for the entrance.
Ooh, that 19 of Truex, he wants first.
Martin Truex Jr. He'll take a peek. Can't get it done, though. He'll fall back. Maybe he'll lose a car length as William Byron now begins to get pressure.
From Ty Gibbs.
Harvick battling Hamlin for 10th.
Race their way into turn number 3, singled out, battle for the lead, tightening up just a bit. Here comes Martin Truex Jr.
60 laps to go. We are in the final stage.
Front, you've got a Toyota right behind, then another Chevrolet in William Byron. Battle for the lead. Down to the inside goes Truex on Ryan Blaney.
Problem for Kyle Busch in turn.
Kyle Busch rubs the wall on the backstretch. Here we go, another run
Front of the pack
for Truex.
Martin Truex Jr. He'll take William Byron along with him for second.
Truex goes down to the apron, comes up. We got a new leader, Martin Truex Jr.
Second, he's just now lost third, and he's about to lose fourth and fifth. Ryan Blaney,
getting run.
A moment ago, he has lost a lot of ground in this last lap.
Blaney getting run as they go down the backstretch.
That car a bit off the pace off of turn number 2 as the top 5 begin to break away. Others now close in, including Alex Bowman.
Pasta with chicken and mushroom. There you go, Cobb. Let's go 48, says Dean. 51, up in here, up in here.
A bad lap. Not sure exactly what the issue is.
Truex's lead over Byron now, about a half second.
Keselowski will go by. Kevin Harvick will go by. David, almost looks like Blaney may be down on power.
Absolute free fall for
Blaney likely down a cylinder. You heard it.
Pass him 3 wide to the outside. Denny Hamlin underneath it. Chase Elliott underneath it.
Blaney likely working with 7 instead of 8.
The bleeding on the long con stretch, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney fell in line.
1 like away from 60.
But Chase Elliott quickly.
Glenn says the 19 looking good. He could go back to back.
Austin Dillon will go past it. There is something wrong with Ryan Blaney as he exits the corner.
He is back to position number 12 as the free fall continues for Ryan Blaney, who is
Harvick up to 8th.
A couple laps to go. At the front now, it's Martin Truex Jr. by 5 car lengths over William Byron in 3.
Yeah, that's a good battle for second between Byron and Gibbs. Also got a good battle between Buescher and Wallace for 4th and 5th. What about Ryan Blaney, though? It is one thing or another. It seems
one
like
thing or another. I'm going to find you. Going to get you one way. Truex's lead, 0.6 of a second over Byron, 1 full second over Gibbs.
Many times this year as they probably deserve to break through and get to victory lane. Clearly, this is some sort of gremlin with the race car that is an issue mechanical because Blaney, who was running second, is free-falling down the racetrack and down the leaderboard. Tough break right now for Ryan Blaney.
Right now,
all right, Hamlin looking for 7th.
Slower than everybody else. Kyle Rickey, good battle.
I'm going to show it to you. Hamlin coming up underneath Harvick.
Harvick in the outside lane.
Here's the replay.
Right to the bottom of the speedway as they race for the 7th spot.
It's good. Up off the corner, still side by side. Harvick not giving an inch. Denny Hamlin wanting to take more than an inch. But Harvick has the horsepower for the moment on the outside lane.
A lap ago, Denny popped a 3 wide move to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to buy
Harvick.
Harvick and Brad Keselowski. He put Brad in the rear view, but Harvick has not gone away yet. He's still got a wheel up as they nearly.
Jeff should be a DJ.
Side by side for 7th to the long.
Wiggity whack.
Kevin Harvick giving Denny Hamlin all he can stand. It's Harvick Fender out in front. Hamlin rallies back to the inside. They're wheel to wheel.
Hamlin looks to be faster, y'all. He just can't slide up.
Here's Harvick back to the outside.
Second time by, they are nose to nose.
Hamlin looks to be faster. He just needs that high line. And they're about to get visited by the number 9 of Elliott.
Back in position number 9, looking to pass them both off the corner.
Boy, they're leaning on one another off of turn number 3. They are racing for 7th as though they are racing for the win at Pocano. Harvick will get by, Elliott will get by, and Hamlin will fall in line. Ryan Blaney, where is he? Long gone.
Turn 1, Austin Dillon gets turned.
Dillon turned again.
He tangled with Tyler Reddick.
Caution comes out. I'll show it to you as soon as it pops.
Reddick moved down the racetrack, contact with Austin Dillon, and a massive hit for Dillon as he comes to rest in the grass on the inside of turn 1.
Dillon is wasted.
Tough break, Austin Dillon, hard.
There he
crash.
is.
Tyler Reddick here on the front stretch was all the way down to the inside pit wall before they made it to turn 1, and Dave, it went on from there.
Well, it was 3 wide going into turn 1.
Here comes the rest on the grass.
If everyone is fully aware and gives everybody else all the room that they need, I'm not sure that everybody was fully aware of the situation.
His day is done. He's unstrapping.
Down the racetrack, two cars went for the same piece of real estate, and it ended up in a long slide and a big impact, and we're happy to see Austin Dillon climbing out of that machine. He is not happy, but he's
Tatum, new subscriber. Welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud.
To go under caution.
There is
for the
Dillon.
7th time. Now, Ryan Blaney led just a few moments ago. Now he is 25th. Steve Post can tell you why.
Absolutely.
Looked like that tire let go.
Speculated that the power was down and just checked in with the team, and that indeed was the case. They feel like they're down a cylinder. This caution is going to allow them when pit road.
Hard hit into the outside wall.
One of the engine tuners for Doug Yates over at Roush Yates.
Hard hit.
Look under the hood, but right now they're not optimistic that it's something that they can get back up.
It's raining where you're at, Sheila. There you go.
53 laps.
D. Marie in the house.
Pocano. Oh, Austin Dillon not happy at all out there in turn one. Dave, did you get a chance to see it?
They were trying to get him into the truck for the ride to the care center. He said, no, not quite yet.
Oh, Dillon throws his helmet, y'all.
The apron of the racetrack, threw his helmet at Tyler
Dillon
Reddick
throws his helmet at Tyler Reddick.
He threw the worm burner. It didn't quite get Reddick. Went all the way to the wall, rolled all the way back. So you can write that helmet off for Austin Dillon. But
so $1,000 helmet, a fine incoming from NASCAR, and that big baby back bitch, Austin Dillon, is upset.
Under caution, Martin Truex Jr. is pacing the field.
Parents, are you tired of helping?
Go to a commercial break. Oh, yeah, he's going to get a fine. All right, Dodgers lose today. 8-4 is the final. They take 2 out of 3 in Texas, and they'll be back home tomorrow against the Toronto Blue Jays for a 3-game set. Every game will be done here on the channel. 2 late-night ones on Monday, Tuesday, a midday one on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night, Women's World Cup action here on the channel. Kathleen Schwartz checks into the chat. What's up, Kathleen? We are back under caution again. 2 former teammates, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick. That was right. That was a hard hit, too. Crazy hard hit into the outside wall. The outside window popped right out of that car. Here it is again. And pit road is open. $58 in the chat. Donald Thomas is watching from Weihai, China. Welcome to the stream. Like Goal 100 says Tatum. Bostrom in the house. Scotty Dingus says, let's go, Alex Bowman. All right, hood up on the number 12 of Blaney. They try to figure out why that car lost all that speed in that last run. Kathleen says, Butterfly, how's my other George Strait sister doing? All right, they got the 3 on a hook. They got the 3 on a hook, and it ain't pretty, y'all. It ain't pretty. Yeah, Dillon goes out, and horrible throw. He did hit the 45 with his throw of the helmet. He does hit the rear end of the 45. Man, he didn't even throw it 2 feet before it hit the ground. Barry says Valhalla will be one and done covering the U.S. women's national team after it generates 3 views. You might be right, bro. We've done better than that with soccer before, though. But I'm doing the Dodger game earlier in the day, and we'll just do that as a bonus stream at night. George Strait, the best country singer ever? What? Come on, let's not get carried away here. Let's not get carried away. Al, did you give Andrew his money yet? I ran into Andrew in another stream last night. Garth Brooks, Glenn Campbell, Kenny Rogers are my favorites, says Willie. I'd have to put Kenny up there. Probably Garth. I don't know. He's up there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be throwing out George Strait as the best ever. I'll be liking me some Dwight Yoakam. Let's get carried away by George, says Butterfly. You crazy, girl. Let's not get carried away. 42 in the house here. I'll bet you, Gary, I bet you I get more views on women's soccer than I did on this NASCAR stream today. Willie says I'd rather carry Dolly Parton away. Yeah. Butterfly says the Barbie movie broke the charts. Did you go? Man, everything that happens in the world now becomes a big controversy. It's lame, y'all. It's absolutely lame. The Barbie movie is all controversial. I mean, people just can't wait to get pissed off at stupid shit. Rip Tony Bennett. Tatum says check yes or no and oceanfront property. George Strait has 60 plus number one hits, says Kathleen. Dave Rhodes says Carrie Underwood is my fave. I don't know, boy. I don't know, Willie. I haven't seen the movie. I just saw some jackwagon on Twitter burning Barbies. Really what it is it's people outrage sells, right? Outrage sells. That's why on YouTube, these rant videos that you rarely see me do, I don't know if I've ever done a rant video. They get so many views. It's lame, y'all. We better wake up. Figure out that's what they keep us separated by. That's what they use to keep us separated. Gary says, ouch, that would be pretty sad. I think there's less competition in the women's soccer space. Might do well. We've done well before doing soccer on the channel. So many negative Nancys. People just wake up to be miserable nowadays, y'all. They just wake up to be miserable. But anywho, end of rant.
Start this time. They are mostly 2x2. The one exception back around.
They're back under green.
That's where A.J. Allmendinger grabs a couple of spots. Front of the pack, Truex away with the lead off turn one.
Oh, and it gets tight coming out of one. William Byron just about ran out of real estate. He's able to keep.
There they are, back under green at the Pocano. Highpoint.com 400.
Byron will quickly gobble that up. Here they come. It's Truex, Byron, and now Ty Gibbs under fire off turn two.
Donnie Cash.
As they make their way off of turn number 2 and up the back straightaway.
Jason Aldean says Sheila.
Position as Bubba Wallace goes to the inside, looking to take that spot away. Wallace now up to fourth with Gibbs to his outside.
Bubba Wallace going to get to the inside, but here comes Ty Gibbs back to
the Shapiro's outside. One of those. Shapiro's one of those guys that makes money. Just bringing up anything to be pissed off about, and then his minions get all fired up as well. and he gets the views. Therefore, he gets the money. Meanwhile, we argue amongst ourselves back and forth while they rob us blind.
He'll ease up alongside Chris Buescher. Battle for fifth.
Crystal Gale, Dolly Parton, Dottie West, Bobby Gentry.
Alex Bowman will take that spot away, move Chris Buescher back one position, and in line just in front of Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin among the top 9.
So Truex Jr. the leader by 0.3 of a second over Byron. Gibbs 0.8 back. Harvick up to 7th. We're in the final stage with 49 laps to go. 112 of 160 in the race. And we are back under green.
They run 1-2 with Ty Gibbs third. Bubba Wallace is fourth, and Alex Bowman now picks up a spot.
Rich says Twitter ain't real life. Twitter isn't even Twitter anymore.
You got Buescher, Harvick, Hamlin.
Twitter is X or some other shit. They're changing the name.
Now let's hear from that hard-throwing right-hander, Austin Dillon, who has just come from the care center.
Yeah, he's walked out here. Nice cool
All right, here's the interview with Dillon.
I guess it's the one thing that can bring you a little bit of joy right now. You had a hard
Listen to this baby back bitch.
Yeah, I just 3 wide into the corner there. Tyler drove in deep enough where I felt like he couldn't hold the corner, and felt like I got a right to my left front being in front of him. So, I don't know, he drove up into me. Junior thought I came down and
45 in the chat. My ear itches.
We'll let's keep on racing. I know I'm entitled to a mistake, I guess, and wipe him out now.
You pitched in the Little League World Series not too far from here. You threw that helmet out there pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pissed I didn't lead him a little bit more.
All right, there you go. That is Austin Dillon making his way out of the care center.
A tough break for Austin Dillon, and well, he's got his opinion on it. Everybody does, but man, what a wallop he took down there in the turn 1 safer barrier. Truex continues to show the way. 46 laps to go. William Byron second. Ty Gibbs third. Fourth is Bubba Wallace. Alex Bowman is fifth. And when you look at that leaderboard, suddenly we've got 3 Toyotas inside the top 5, along with 2 Chevrolets.
Those 2 Chevrolets are William Byron and his teammate Alex Bowman. The Toyotas.
Shapiro is a jackwagon that likes to stir up the hornet's nest for no reason. Well, it's what gets him paid, Kathleen. It's all about the money.
46 laps to go. Dave, they're headed your way.
A couple of Hendrick Motorsports teammates with very different situations as concerns the second season. William Byron, who is long ago...
Butterfly says, Kathleen, I have seen George at least 12 times here in Austin. I lost count. Sheila says, Jeff, I thought you hate soccer. I don't necessarily hate it. I just hate the soccer heads that try to push it on you all the time, acting like a regular season MLS game somebody gives a shit about. But I'm rooting for Team USA, no doubt, in the Women's World Cup. I'll definitely root for the women's and the men's national teams.
Here they come again, coming to the line. Strategy is the word that we've been using. We're going to continue to use it because everybody's going to have to stop again before the end of the race. 45
Butterfly had second row tickets to George at one point. No different than TYT. What's that, Rich?
Throw everything you got at him. He runs a very low line this time off.
Jeremy says left-wing dog whistling type stuff. I'm a Shapiro fan, but I'm not going to be a dick about it.
While they completed that pass that's been brewing for several laps now, Denny has gotten around Kevin. Now Kevin begins to fall into the clutches of...
All right, so Hamlin passes Harvick.
Now has joined that solid 4-man battle.
They single out off of turn number 2. It's going to be Denny Hamlin leading that pack of traffic.
Hamlin going to make the pass over Harvick with 45 to go.
Single file, Harvick a little bit higher up on the racetrack now as Chase Elliott closes off the corner.
Alex Hayden, we have a number of good battles going on the
Daniel at the movies watching Mission Impossible.
Of the man out front.
Daniel Barry says the Dodgers suck with Barnes catching.
And that is Martin Truex Jr.
Tatum has been to a George Strait concert, and his uncle proposed to his aunt.
Martin Truex Jr. and the 19 team begin to separate themselves from
Truex's lead is 1.3 seconds over Byron, 1.6 over Gibbs. Harvick is down to 8th.
Domination carrying over here this afternoon.
To this point, 116 laps into the race, they've had a flawless race. Steve Post, you've been
Truex trying to win 2 races in a row as USA Network goes side by side.
I just said when he gets the lead, putting a stranglehold, and we're starting to see this. James Small.
You leave that dog alone. He's taking a nap.
Everybody has to pit one spot or one more time. Your goal, extend the lead as far as possible so that we're way ahead of everybody when we make our pit stop. That's quite the strategy. Be way ahead of everybody. Doing
strawberry shortcake snowball slush float.
Back out way ahead of everybody. That's the strategy down here. They are really happy with this car. It was a little tight earlier on, but I haven't heard any adjustments.
Jeremy went to a metal show, Black Label Society.
In the last 2 pit stops.
All right, Kyle Busch was the first one to come.
Made him not a fan of the Barbie movie.
Single green flag cycle, Jason Toy, and he's just done it.
It is. There is a writer's strike, Willie, in writers and actors right now.
Burnett called his driver down, and Kyle Busch came in fuel only. They counted it down until they got enough in to get him the rest of the way.
Which Frank says the MLS is garbage.
The pit stop for Sunoco fuel only. The leaders come up off of turn number 3. They'll stay on the racetrack.
Can't believe you're watching that show without me.
Dave's single spicy chicken sandwich, medium.
You should be ashamed of yourself, woman. I don't want to hear it. You're not even allowed to watch it in here anymore. Nope. Didn't say that. I didn't say that. Theo in trouble, y'all. I'm taking a nap by myself, too. Me and Thor. Not allowed. Woman. Kathleen says, I went to his Cowboy Rides Away tour at AT&T Stadium, and I'll admit that at the end of the concert, I was emotional. All right, Truex's lead now 1.5 seconds over William Byron, 1.9 seconds over Ty Gibbs. Bubba Wallace into the 4th position. Harvick in 8th, 5.3 seconds back.
Lane, Steve Post is there.
Yes, Alex Bowman's been a little ahead of the curve on these pit stops, and here
Jeff, you and the COO need a date night to see Barbie. Yeah, we're not doing that.
Right side they go. Right side work is done. Left side work goes now.
Do you even have interest in going to the Barbie movie?
Tires are on. Now again,
COO says not really.
They got it down and away.
I would like to go to a movie, but
55 miles per hour back to the racetrack.
Now, Kyle Busch, who pitted just 2 laps ago, did get back on the racetrack and stay on the lead lap. Alex Bowman will be able to do the same. As we look up off turn number 3, here comes other cars. They're going to now come off the racetrack.
Our popcorn here sucks at the movie theater, y'all. What is that chain?
Byron was running second. Kyle Larson peels off the racetrack.
We have the only movie theater we have in town now is Cinemark, and their popcorn sucks.
Byron, the second place driver,
it literally makes me physically ill.
Total of 60 is in the pit.
All right, there's some cars coming to pit road, including William Byron in the 24.
Is Willie B. They're around to the right side of that car, looking good on the right side now. Quickly around to the left side.
Let me show you this real quick. There's Byron to pit road.
This is looking good, no doubt about it. He is on the left side work, waiting on the fuel. Kyle Larson going to be out in front of him of this group. Byron down and away. Cindric gets his pit service.
Theo should go with her girlfriends.
Jason Toy, who else have you had down?
Kyle Larson was the one that came in.
He doesn't really want to see it, Butterfly.
You have to be an athlete to be on this pit road and be on these pit crews. We just saw that with the front changer. He swung back around, literally jumping out of the way.
Off mic for a sec, y'all.
Was able to pull out after getting his service. Steve Post, here comes Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. opened up as much of an advantage as he could get. Crew Chief James Small just made the call. Here comes MTJ. Interstate batteries on the car. The crew members clad in interstate green around to the right side. There's 4 of them there. There is a fuel changer in the back, fuel guy in the back, putting fuel in the car, waiting on the fuel. They're telling him to go. Martin Truex Jr. down and away. Bubba Wallace getting pit service here on this lap. Also getting pit service is Chase Elliott. Jason, anyone in front of you?
Had one, Ross Chastain, and hanging back towards the back end of the top 15 throughout the afternoon, trying to get something to go the right way. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for him. We were waiting for Ty Gibbs to peel off the track in that Toyota to make his way down the pit lane. Here he comes now, 55 miles per hour. On their tack, what they're looking at is a couple of red lights that will signify him. He's in that range where he needs to be. The crew's going to go to work on the right
I'm back
side,
on the mic.
putting on at least right side tires. First can of Sunoco fuel is in. One pump of the jack on the left side. First can of Sunoco fuel is done.
Nice to the COO.
Fuel. Tires are on, little slow left front. Full tank of fuel.
No, that butter they use at our movie theater sucks, y'all. It literally makes me sick about an hour afterwards.
Christopher Bell, the Yahoo purple colors on the Toyota Camry.
I don't know if it's fake butter or what, but it's horrible. Hamlin showing as the race leader now. Harvick showing second. Reddick third.
A little bit of a hiccup up front, but they're down and away. Christopher Bell gets his pit stop here on lap number 122.
And we are waiting now for Hamlin, Harvick, and Reddick, and we'll reset it all for you when we come back. 37 laps to go from Pocano Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right, so MRN do a commercial break. Unlike Away from 65, Conrad says, we are all Barbie girls in a Barbie world. The Barbie movie rakes in $150 million. I thought the numbers were higher than that, Conrad. I thought it was like $300 million, but I could be wrong. And I know that Oppenheimer did well, too. Both of those movies did really well at the box office. Laps since their last pit, 27 for Hamlin, 32 for Harvick, 27 for Reddick.
On crew call.
Jeremy says, my movie theater is on my MacBook. Okay, Kevin Harvick to pit road, y'all. Mother calling me made me lose USA Network.
This is getting very, very interesting. We'll explain who the actual race leader may be shortly. Just a moment ago, Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin were on pit road. Posty, you had Denny.
Denny Hamlin, right side tires and fuel. Remember, they pitted at the end of the stage break. They needed
Hamlin and Harvick coming off pit road here. Larson, who's 12th, is passing them.
Harvick came in, right side tires and fuel. They put a full can of Sunoco fuel. They waited on that to get it in there before they sent him out for perhaps could be the final time on pit road here for Kevin Harvick at Pocano.
As it cycles around, the drivers that have made stops that got on the track position first are running.
Kathleen says, I gotta go. Just got honed out to a structure fire and it's spreading towards a dry field with a propane tank. Are you a volunteer firefighter, Kathleen?
Turn number 3. Now, they are not currently the race leaders. They're being scored in positions 13 and 14 as it cycles.
All right, 35 laps to go, y'all.
So that will change again. They'll be 11th and
35 laps to go.
Because we are waiting, Tyler Reddick is on pit road. He'll give up the lead, turn it over to Eric Jones. But all
so Harvick in 15th.
Still have to make a stop. Jones,
Hamlin up to 11th.
Joy, Burton, that would have been your top 5. Then Eric Almirola, Todd Gilliland,
Kathleen says, yes, sir, I am, Val.
Noah Gregson and Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, I used to volunteer firefight when I first got out of the Army.
Alex, between Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin, that will ultimately be for the lead. They're in turn number 3.
And they are 26 seconds behind Tyler Reddick, the current
William says, I like someone between 1 to 8.
Turn number 3. Larson in the red, white, and blue Chevrolet. That seafoam green and yellow Toyota of Denny
Reddick
Hamlin.
is showing as the leader now. Reddick, Jones, Stenhouse, LaJoy, Burton, Amarola, Gilland, Yaley, and Blaney. And then Larson in 10th.
Who had to wait a little longer on fuel. Then it's another 10 back to Alex Bowman. 10 or 12 to Kevin Harvick. Watching that battle between Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin tighten up as it comes off the end of the Long Pond straightaway. Put the separation at about 2 car lengths. Larson dives it right to the bottom. Hamlin a bit wider that is, in the tunnel turn as they race to 3.
Looking to build up some momentum in that outside lane at the exit of turn number 2 for Denny Hamlin. And it'll pay off just a bit. Shay's about a car length off, still about 3.
Unlike Away from 65, y'all.
This is a battle for 10th, but it may soon.
This is going to be like a 500 view stream, probably.
Jones and Stenhouse and others.
But we'll be back tomorrow for Dodger baseball. 3 days in a row. I think 6 days in a row, actually.
33 laps to go in this, Todd. What do you think of the strategy now being played out by the Reddick and Jones and Stenhouse groups?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this all plays out. I don't think it's going to work in their favor, but they're cycling themselves forward. See where it goes. Maybe they're taking this run and just splitting each of them in half rather than pitting at the beginning of the window.
Kyle Larson through the tunnel turn. Denny Hamlin right behind Kyle Rickey. They're headed your way.
Still within about 3 car lengths of each other. Martin Truex Jr. still within arm's length, about 15 or so car lengths back in what is currently the.
What are you talking about, Tatum? I hope you're not spoiling, bro.
Denny Hamlin closing in even more on Larson off 3.
Your visit here will be short.
Watch how this works. The current race leader is Tyler
Better
Reddick.
hope Harvick don't hit no
He's still
tires.
26 seconds in front of the 10th place car, Kyle Larson. Now it's 25.8 seconds behind is Larson in 10th. He's the first one who's already made what would be their final pit stop. The question is when does Tyler Reddick and Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Corey LaJoie, Harrison Burton and others in front of Larson?
We got 32 laps to go in the highpoint.com 400.
Road, and what do? Do they do Sunoco fuel only? Lots of question marks out there.
Tyler Reddick across the line, and again, I want to repeat what Alex just said. Reddick has a 25-second advantage over Larson and Hamlin. How does this play out? We're down to 30 to go. Tyler Reddick is at the lead. In the lead, but for how long?
Ray Magliozzi here for.
All right, so they go to a commercial break on MRN. USA is going through the field right now. Needless to stay safe out there. Let's go 45 or 4, says Tatum. That 38 car, the paint scheme on the 38 kind of reminds me of one you'd see at your local short track. Kind of that number font. I don't think he was wishing someone would crash. I think he was just trying to be a smartass. I think he was just being a smartass. Tatum says, I'm a firefighter. Reddick's lead over Jones is 3.1 seconds. Stenhouse, 7.7 seconds. Blaney is back out on the track, and he's up to 9th. So did they have a loose plug wire or something? Harvick posted in 14th. A number of these cars in the top 10 have to pit still. A number of the cars in the top 10 still need to pit.
Reporter Steve Post. Go.
They must have to keep the trees on that backstretch cut back on the track there because they grow right into the fence. It's probably the only track that has that. Tucked into the Pocano Mountains.
For 3 decades, fan experience for
49 total in the house as we're approaching the end of this one. Larson probably sitting in the catbird seat here. All right, back to MRN. Back to MRN.
27 to go. Next time by for your race leader. Currently, Tyler Reddick. He pitted on lap 96. Eric Jones, last pitted on lap 90. We are working lap 132. Math would tell us that these drivers that have stayed out would be pitting.
So the top 8 cars are going to have to pit, y'all.
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood, which is still another 8 to maybe 12 laps away, depending, with only 28 laps to go in the race. They're 25 seconds ahead of 9th place.
And it says I started out
when you slow
in
down
88 as Rusty Wallace's
come in take on that 1 can of Sunoco fuel, get back on the racetrack at 55 miles an hour down pit
MGD,
lane.
huh?
No way in 25 seconds they're going to be able to make that stop, get back out on the racetrack in front of those drivers. But
I probably got into it pretty heavy.
No, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a 2-tire stop or a
I really got into NASCAR heavy when I started selling cars, and that would have been 94.
They won't quite hold on to that, but still.
I was a Dale Earnhardt fan from the jump, and then when he passed, I moved over to Harvick.
Alex, we've said it before. We'll say it again. We're about to flip the leaderboard one more time before we see the checkered flag. Let's tell everybody where we are running at lap 130.
Riddick's lead, 3.8 seconds.
Skechers, the comfort and fit specialist. Try Skechers. Relax fit, wide fit, stretch fit, arch fit, and many more.
With 27 laps to go, Tyler Reddick is the race leader. Eric Jones is second. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is third. Corey LaJoie is fourth, and Harrison Burton fifth. Eric Almirola sixth. Seventh is Todd Gilliland. Eighth is J.J. Yaley. Again, those top 8 cars still need to come to pit lane for Sunoco fuel. Ninth place on back. I've already made what could be their final pit stops. Kyle Larson is ninth, and Denny Hamlin is 10th.
And Martin Truex Jr. is 11th, and they are running right together on the racetrack. Just behind them is Alex Bowman. He's 12th. Then comes Kevin Harvick, William Byron, and Ty Gibbs. That takes you through the top 15. Ryan Blaney, 16th. Kyle Busch, 17th. Chase Elliott, 18th. 19th. Chris Buescher and Bubba Wallace completes the top 20.
A.J. Allmendinger, 21st. Ross Chastain, 22nd.
Willie was a Darrell Waltrip fan and a Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan.
24th is Austin Cindric. 25th, Noah Gragson. 26th is Christopher Bell.
Who's your driver now, Willie?
27th, Michael McDowell, 28th. 29th is Justin Haley, and 30th is Chase Briscoe.
Rest of the running order, Ty Dillon, Cole Custer, B.J. McLeod. That's 31 through 33. Austin Dillon,
Outdoor Matt checks into the chat. We've got 47 up in here.
135 laps complete. Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Corey LaJoie right now are the top 3. But I know you're focused on a different battle on the racetrack.
I am, and that is now up to 8th, 9th, and 10th because Eric Jones is on the pit lane. That battle, 8th, 9th, and 10th, which would be eventually.
All right, Tatum, don't spam the chat, Ready? Do not spam the chat. William Byron, got you, Willie.
Denny Hamlin is tiptoeing in, and he's bringing Martin Truex Jr. along for the ride as well. About a car length and a half, maybe 2, separates Larson from Hamlin. It's the same back to Truex.
This is the battle for position number 8. Kyle Larson has it.
Revving up the jet.
Just a bit from Denny Hamlin.
Revving up the jet for Tatum. Dave was a senior fan, then junior.
Pressure from Truex.
Battle for 8th, soon to be for the lead. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will give up second. He'll come to pit road. Will follow Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex Jr. as they head to 1.
Here they come down the front stretch into 1. Truex is good, come from a good 20 or 25 car lengths back.
Rich says I saw some Halloween stuff at the store, so it must be fall.
Contend with a little bit of dirty air off the back of those cars. He's only a car length behind Hamlin as they exit turn 1.
And also, it's not time to drop the hammer just yet, but he is poised and in position. Talking about Martin Truex Jr., who is the 3rd car in this 3-car battle of Larson, Hamlin, and Truex.
The interval between each still remains the same, about 3 or 4 car lengths between Larson to Hamlin, and then Hamlin to Martin Truex Jr., who continues to close in just a bit more upon entry into turn number 3 on his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate.
Watching Tyler.
23 laps to go at Pocano.
He's going to continue to motor around the racetrack with these 3 that will.
Harvick moves into the top 10.
The lead. Kyle Larson has never won at Pocano Raceway. Martin Truex Jr. has won here twice. Denny Hamlin.
So it's going to be a top 10 finish for Harvick likely, but I don't think he can catch Larson or Hamlin.
He's won 6 times here at this racetrack.
And he's trying to win yet again to become the all-time winningest driver at the Pocano Raceway. We are hearing that Tyler Reddick is out of fuel and ready to bring his car onto pit road, and that call is correct. And here comes Tyler Reddick. He will indeed give up the lead, and that will move Hamlin, Truex, and Larson 1 more spot up. Tyler Reddick is on pit
Reddick
road.
to pit road.
Stop.
Car 45 comes on down the pit lane at lap 138 for Tyler Reddick. They're going to put right side tires on. 1 can of Sunoco fuel goes in. 4-tire stop here for Reddick. He stayed out longer, going to take more fuel to get things filled up to get him the rest of the way. He's down of the way for Tyler Reddick for the final time.
Now, Larson, Hamlin, and Truex move up 5th, 6th and 7th, and the battle is on as they head to 1.
Phone is way off.
Truex will jump to the bottom. He's got the whole shot now on Denny Hamlin. That'll be the battle for the number 2 position. Denny with some momentum up top will hold him off onto the long pond straight.
But in the last lap and a half or so, Kyle Larson is pulling away from this Hamlin-Truex battle. Give Larson 5, maybe 6 car lengths over Hamlin. Hamlin does not have that luxury in front of Truex.
And is about to have to fend off Martin Truex.
Sure looks like Larson's going to win this.
Between those two, Hamlin maintaining the 6th position now. Truex is 7th. Both of those drivers watching Kyle Larson pull away just a bit.
Right now, Larson is being shown 5th. Make it 4th because Harrison Burton is on pit road. Corey LaJoie leads, Eric Almirola, then Todd Gilliland. They have yet to come to pit road. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Truex, Martin Truex Jr. line up next.
Harrison Burton to pit road.
Indeed, and Truex has lost a little ground to Denny Hamlin. What was an inside challenge for the spot a lap ago, now he's fallen back about 3.5 car lengths.
All the while, Kyle Larson has caught some lap traffic, comes back into turn number 2. He'll close in on the Cole Custer car as Cole slings wide. Here is Larson to the bottom of the racetrack.
Cole Custer to the outside of the racetrack will be put another lap down.
21 laps to go.
Soon to be a race leader, Kyle Larson running in the 4th spot right now. That is able to allow him to break away even more from both Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr.
We're down to 20 laps to go. Corey LaJoie, the new race leader, but LaJoie still has to stop, as does 2nd place Eric Almirola and 3rd place Todd Gilliland. The lead for LaJoie is only 11 seconds. We watch Larson, Hamlin, and Truex.
Here comes Hamlin. He'll jump.
Okay, so here comes Larson.
Put a lap on the machine of Cole Custer. He's still got a car length in hand over Truex. He trails the lead, the potential leader, Kyle Larson, by about
20 to go.
Yeah, Kyle Larson starting to drive away from Hamlin and Truex, and perhaps maybe Larson the better car. Are they saving anything? A lot of questions right now as we get into the late stages here at Pocano.
About 7 or 8 car lengths now between Kyle Larson in the 4th spot, Denny Hamlin in 5th, soon to be 1st. And
He's probably not going to be happy till you time him out, Butterfly.
A couple more car lengths behind Hamlin.
Let's reset something here for a moment. LaJoie, Almirola, and Gilliland all pitted on lap 107. The longest we saw anybody Alex Hayden run out there was 52 laps. If you do 52 and 107, that would take you to lap 159.
Just toss him.
160 that are scheduled. If you're Corey LaJoie, Eric Almirola, or Todd Gilliland, do you even give this a shot?
The caveat in that entire scenario, however, is they had caution flags in between in that 56-lap run, or whatever that number was. So realistically, I don't see how LaJoie,
even in the chat
can make that happen. I think this is just a matter of let's stay out there, because they're talking about us on the Motor Racing Network right now because we're the front 3. Stay out there as long as we possibly can, continue to get all the publicity we can for our teams, and then we understand that there's just realistically no way we're going to be able to run this thing to the advertised distance of 160 laps because they have been on this full tank of Sunoco fuel all under the green flag.
To go to the heart of stock car racing, you'll need to.
Yeah, it became pretty clear that's what he was seeking. All right, 18 to go, though, y'all. LaJoie still showing as the leader. Almirola 2nd, Gillen 3rd, but they all 3 need to pit. Kyle Larson 11 seconds back. Hamlin behind him 11.7 seconds back. And you got Truex, Bowman, Harvick, Byron, and Gibbs. Uh-oh. We got one around as they are in commercial. Chase Briscoe is around and the caution is out. Caution is out. Chase Briscoe in that 14. High Point Ford.
home in front of Kyle Rickey.
Involving Chase Briscoe, who went around here in turn number 3 with some help from Ty Dillon. The two cars got connected. Ty Dillon behind Chase Briscoe.
Oh, Ty Dillon wrecks Briscoe.
And into the outside wall. Chase is able to limp away with some right rear damage to his car.
Well, let's add more drama to this thing.
Hard
Pit
hit.
road will open up shortly. The question is, who will take advantage? We've got 6
hard hit
laps
to the car
remaining.
with the sponsorship
Pocano
of the
Raceway.
race
This
on
is
it.
The Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
MRN to a commercial. Putting fuel in the 14. Just time him out for now. If he comes back, then hit him. Jeremy became a fan of Kyle Larson during the pandemic. All right, so the pace car has picked up the field. Pace car picks up the field with 17 to go.
Years of NASCAR.
All right, back to MRN.
Pit road is open. Larson, Hamlin, Truex stay
I hear
on
they
the
come to pit
racetrack.
road.
Most everybody else is on pit road. Steve Post, you're up.
William Byron brings his car down. Going to be 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. Gas it up, make your final adjustment, and roll forward is what the game plan is for William Byron. There's Austin Cindric. He comes in 4 tires and fuel as well. Brad Keselowski's in. Chase Elliott is in. Chris Buescher is in. Jason Toy Moore in front of you.
We had a few stops down here. Ross Chastain back in, just right side.
I think
tires.
Harvick will
Only
stay out.
Also, we saw stops over here for the guys that stayed out the longest. Todd Gilliland came in. Corey LaJoie stopped in here for tires and fuel, but also Kyle Busch making a stop, get a little more fuel, changing those right side tires for him.
We've got 15 laps to go this time by. Got a speeding penalty to be issued out. That one going to Austin Cindric here.
Cindric gets a penalty for speeding on pit road.
The tail into the field. That'll hamper him from getting a finish that they were hoping to get.
Keep up the great work, Butterfly. You do a great job, says Mr. Rhodes.
Chief, what do you think?
Glenn Heumann says, just amazed by how many Tatums there are out there. Sole life person is just to be a drain on society.
Would seem to have
Ouch.
enough fuel. Those that wanted tires just had the opportunity to get them. Larson stays out. Hamlin, Truex stayed out. They'll be the top 3 when we go back under the green flag. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think that tires here are going to make it up to the win. I think the win ends up being settled amongst the guys that stayed out there. Larson, Hamlin, and Truex.
Did Amarola not pit?
We'll see where it goes and see what tires do at this point. A lot of guys.
Why is Amarola still showing on the pylon?
Yeah, this continues to be the type of Pocono race.
Amarola was among those cars
the reason why it's a complete sellout
not
here.
been in
Camping,
for a long
suites,
time.
Every grandstand seat's been sold. Fantastic race being put on in all kinds of different scenarios. Playing.
They just need attention.
And
Mommy issues, says Donald.
Stage 2, the guys. I mean, I looked at Bubba.
Amarola
Wallace,
did pit.
In a few of them that drove.
How the hell is he
when
showing
they
in
had
second?
15, 18 lap better tires. This is a situation where guys came in the 120s. They've been 20-plus laps on tires. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, let's look at the leaderboard now. Everybody has been on and off.
Oh, there we go. He's cycled off now.
That's done.
So it's Larson, Hamlin, Amarola, Truex, Bowman, Harvick, Gibbs, Reddick, Byron, Stenhouse, your top 5.
Cars.com, number 5 of Kyle Larson.
Dispatch canceled, so I'm back, says Kathleen.
Jr. 3rd. 4th will be Alex Bowman. Kevin Harvick will line up 5th. Ty Gibbs, who's had maybe the best run of his Cup
Welcome
Series
back.
career. Very young indeed, but he is 6th. Tyler
A
Reddick.
2X large steak and provolone cheese sub sandwich with mozzarella
He's 8th.
cheese sticks and a Dr. Pepper cherry beverage. Dang, Willie.
He's 10.
Yeah, giving that Ford a great run. And Kyle Larson at the front of the field, it has not been without adversity today. Remember, on a restart back on lap 45, he went into turn 1, got a little
15 laps to go. 15 laps to go at Pocano, the highpoint.com 400.
Our 5th caution flag of the race.
NASCAR Cup Series racing here on Valhalla Sports Talk.
Still got 14
Will this be the last week that we do a NASCAR stream?
Legacy Motor Club. They are right now running in 9th and 11th. Eric Jones, 9th.
Donald says it'd take me a week to eat all that.
The rest of the top 20, before we go back under the green flag, Christopher Bell, 12th. Todd Gilliland, Corey LaJoie, Eric Almirola, 13 through 15. Ross Chastain is 16th. Chase Elliott is 17th in front of his teammate, William Byron. Kyle Busch and Chris Buescher make up the top 20.
The Xfinity fastest lap of the race is
Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, your top 5.
8.599 miles per hour. Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity.
Hey, Ramos said there would definitely be one more caution.
So everyone can be
Mr. Rhodes had some barbecue chicken tacos. Nice, bro.
Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR.
Choose in play, Kyle Larson to the top of the racetrack, and Martin Truex Jr. will tuck in line behind.
They're interviewing the crew chiefs on pit road.
He chose to go
They're approaching the choose line.
Bowman behind. Row 3 is going to be Tyler Reddick and Kevin Harvick. Row 4, Ty Gibbs and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And then the teammates of Eric Jones and Noah Gragson. They'll make up row 5.
With so much on the line, and there'll be 13
Butterfly says I just had
go,
me a little bit of popcorn.
We have a restart coming. And it's
Guinea
worth
pop.
talking about. NASCAR this week made a very strenuous point.
I smoked some ribs, had some coleslaw, and a Sprite Zero for Jeremy.
Restarts. We had a chance to visit with Elton Sawyer here yesterday. He stepped into the booth, and we just sat down and chatted and had a good talk here in our broadcast booth, which race controls directly to our right. And that's one of the things we were chatting about. And he said these guys have been playing too many games.
Pop.
People laying back, which bottles up the
They
field.
sell that at Costco.
Problems. The race leader is what we call the control car, and that is Kyle Larson. As the control car, he must maintain the pace car speed following the pace car that he is right now. When the pace car
Dave says, hey, Butterfly, did you see my picture of my sister's dog I'm babysitting this week?
Get to the Geico restart zone, which is past the entrance to pit road here on the front straightaway. And part of the reason for the strenuous warning from NASCAR to these teams and drivers is because when you have a restart zone on the front stretch, that's where a lot of these games can get played.
Well, we'll see what happens because we're about to do that.
Butterfly says, I get full on some popcorn.
On 4 brand new tires, or at least newer. Truex, Bowman, Gibbs, Reddick, and Eric Jones among those in the top 10. Green flag getting ready to come out with 13 laps to go.
Here we go as we go.
All right,
back
we're
to
back
the
under green.
Outside lane is Kyle Larson. He's got a trunk full of Martin Truex Jr.
They fan out 5, maybe 6 wide back around the tail end of the top 10. But at the front of the pack, it's going to be Kyle Larson to the lead. Truex to second. Hamlin to third. He's under the gun from Alex Bowman. Then Kevin Harvick to top 5.
Side by side for third, but not any longer. Alex Bowman will wedge his way under Denny
All right,
Hamlin.
so we're back underway.
He'll slide into position number 3. Up front, Kyle Larson's got a rear view mirror full of Martin Truex Jr. Larson and Truex.
13 to go. Larson to the lead. Truex behind him. Bowman third. Harvick in 5th.
Wide further back, entering turn 3 outside of the top.
We got a mess about 15th on back.
They're going to stay 3 wide as they exit off of turn number 3. Chase Elliott digging hard on the bottom of the racetrack. Meanwhile, the focus at the front of the field. Kyle Larson trying to hold off Truex in 1.
And he ran Truex all the way down to the inside pit wall.
Harvick is in a heap load of trouble back there in 5th. Got a whole crew behind him.
Is on now for the number 4 position. Tyler Reddick is on the move.
Reddick looked to the inside for a moment, tried to get the run on Denny Hamlin, couldn't find the room to race. He'll fall back in line. Truex right on the back bumper of Kyle Larson. Now they separate themselves by a car length. Mid-pack.
50 even in the house with 12 to go.
To the inside of Christopher Bell. wheel, and they are stacked up behind them.
Chase Elliott has made up a bunch of spots since the restart, and he's hoping to gain another one here with Christopher Bell to his outside. Move Chase Elliott, one car hard into the outside wall in turn 3 in front of that pack of traffic. Everybody will miss him. It is Alex
Caution
Bowman
going to come out. Bowman wrecks it.
Right at the exit of turn number 3.
Caution for the 9th time. Alex Bowman goes for a spin.
Alex Bowman into the wall. I'll show it to you.
In turn 3 in front of Kyle Rickey.
And while racing among the top 10 contact, they were tight behind the race leaders coming into turn number 3, and it looked like somebody may have
Bowman into the wall.
Alex Bowman in turn number 3 turned that car around and made hard contact with the outside wall. Fortunately, Bowman able to drive that car back to the pit lane.
Bowman gets it going again.
Look, it would have looked like
so
Denny
Bowman in front of Hamlin. Hamlin tries to
48.
go low. Bowman down the block, slows down, and Hamlin turns Bowman.
We're under caution here at Pocano.
Ass first into the wall.
Car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV.
MRN to commercial. That was just in front of Harvick, y'all, where that occurred. Just in front of Harvick. Here is the accident. Bowman likely lifts there as they go through the turn, and Hamlin said, well, I'm not going to move out of your way. You're going to move out of mine. Take a seat over there. Not only will I finish it, it's only going to take me 20 minutes, says Jeremy. Jeremy ain't scared. Ramos says Denny also had contact with Bowman in the Chicago race. Dave Thomas, happy words after the race between Hamlin and Bowman. Is he going to throw his helmet at him, though? That's the question. They're showing that contact between Hamlin and Bowman at Chicago.
Tuesday night for NASCAR Live.
There you go. There's the Discord link, y'all. One of my comedian friends, her name is something Schwartz, obviously no relation, right?
And more. It's
Like 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go at Pocano. Back to MRN Radio. Back to MRN Radio.
Not a lot of love lost between Bowman and Hamlin, but after closer review, crew chief, Bowman and Hamlin did not make contact up there in turn number 3.
Yeah, no contact.
What do you mean they did not make contact?
He got probably 6 inches. Took a little air off of him maybe, but no contact. And just one of those situations where, you know, everybody's racing for it. There's 10 laps to go.
And Alex Bowman is outside the playoff cut line, and he was doing all he can to try to get up there and get a win so he can give himself a chance to race for a championship. Before we go back under the green flag, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network.
Let's count it down. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010.
We're racing the highpoint.com 400 for the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Cup Series.
A phone call from the hospital.
Coca-Cola, Geico, and Xfinity. I'm Alex Hayden. Alongside is Jeff Striegel.
Sorry you're going through that, Sheila. Sorry you are going through that, girl.
Cup Series winning crew chief Todd Gordon alongside here in the
3 likes away for 70.
Dave Moody is in turn 1. Mike Bagley's in turn 2. Kyle Rickey is over in turn 3. Steve Post at the exit of pit road, and Jason Toy at the entrance to pit lane.
Yeah, Dave, Mike, Kyle, get ready. This is going to be something special for sure.
There you go, Thomas. You should already know. know who won the race.
We are working lap number 151 under caution. We're going to get the 1 to go signal next time by. That would mean a 7-lap run to the checkered flag under the green flag. Larson, Truex, Hamlin, Reddick, Harvick. That is your top 5. Then you've got Ty Gibbs, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, Christopher Bell, and Chase Elliott. Alex, I guess we can start with you. What do you see here that is intriguing? Reddick was moved back behind Denny Hamlin, so Reddick is
31 cars on the lead lap. Chase Briscoe, the first car, 1 lap down in 30 seconds.
Explain potentially why that could be.
With 9 to go in the highpoint.com 400, Kyle Larson is your leader. Martin Truex Jr. second. Denny Hamlin third. Tyler Reddick fourth. Kevin Harvick fifth.
Second, third,
Ty Gibbs sixth.
That get to choose in that order are all Toyota Camrys. And then 5th place is the lone Ford Mustang inside the top 10 in Kevin Harvick.
Putting her in the ICU. Sorry to hear that, Sheila.
OEMs, the original equipment manufacturers. Will they work together? Will they push each other into turn 1 on a restart to try to get a Toyota to the front? Because right now, Ford and Chevrolet is being outgunned in the top 5.
Yeah, my interest here, I think the front row is going to be Larson on the outside, Truex on the inside. You're going to have Toyotas that line up. See who gets the push on the 19. I think it'll be Reddick. I would think that, yep, it will be. Let's see where this goes and whether he blows a 3-wide move on Martin with the newer tires.
I thought the top 3 would all go to the outside. I was way off. Truex, who could have lined up behind Larson, is electing to start inside row number 1. Postman, we have not seen that inside line work, but Truex is electing to take it.
Well, he has Tyler Reddick behind him, but here was the discussion between James Small and Martin Truex Jr. If we start outside of Larson, best case scenario, we get to second in turn number 1. We're not sure we can pass him. We're not here to finish second. We're here to win, and so Martin Truex Jr. figured his best shot was to start inside, maybe get a good push from Tyler Reddick, and be first exiting turn 1, and then let everyone scrap behind him.
We'll see how this plays out. There'll be 7 laps to go here in the highpoint.com 400. Kyle Larson has never won at Pocano Raceway. Truex has won here twice. Hamlin 6 times. Tyler Reddick looking for a win here. Kevin Harvick in his last race as a Cup driver at Pocano Raceway. Storylines abound. And how about old Ricky Stenhouse Jr. continues to show up in the top 10 when we get down to the closing laps.
Yeah, having a great day here today, and it's about to come to an end. I would imagine that Truex right now, his best friend, is in his rear view.
The end of this race is going to be insane, says Kathleen.
Today, he is going to need a push from Tyler Reddick to get it done.
He's just hoping that Tyler
brothers
Reddick
are there with her.
Take him 3 wide into turn 1 to get the win himself. It's one of those things.
They're on vacation till August 1st, Donald.
Susceptible to somebody going 3 wide. The top gets a designated push.
And
so they're lined up, y'all.
Tires of everybody. There will be 7 laps to go. Here they come up off the corner into the Geico restart zone. Green flag goes in the air.
All right, green flag, back out.
Reddick is not pushing Truex. However, the outside lane has Denny Hamlin shoving Kyle Larson.
And that'll push Kyle Larson nose out in front. It's going to have him take the lead. Now diving to the inside is Denny Hamlin. He abandons Larson. He'll go to the bottom for the lead. They touch out of turn 1. Leaning on each other. Larson's in the fence. Larson's in the fence as they go 3 wide.
Now Larson's going to run to Hamlin all the way to the bottom of the backstretch. They stack it up still double wide into the corner. Hamlin takes the lead. Harvick to second. And now further back.
Come on, Harvick.
Justin Haley. Hard
Come on, Harvick.
Side shot into the safer barrier, and it was at speed. One heck of a shot for Justin Haley, who slams driver's side first into the outside wall in turn 2.
What a race we have. It's not over yet, but we are back under the caution flag. Justin Haley at the feet of Mike Bagley in the tunnel turn.
Wow, what a shot for Justin Haley.
Caution of the race with 7 to go. Justin Haley is turned.
Good news is, as soon as that car coasted to a halt, the window net dropped, safety cruiser on the scene to 10 to Justin Haley.
Under caution at the start-finish line, Kyle Larson just drove Denny Hamlin into the outside wall under the caution flag.
Oh, wow, they're going at it.
Down here. Boy, Larson just drove up to driver's right. Hamlin was there, and
Hamlin and Larson getting into it under caution.
Retaliation from turn one.
Absolute payback by a driver that typically does not pay back.
Right at the start-finish line. Watch it.
Turn number one.
Watch it, y'all. He's going to put him right into the wall under caution.
Well, they were teammates for a minute there in that outside lane. Larson got the push to the lead. Hamlin on entry to turn one abandoned Larson, as you would expect.
We're going to have some drama after this one, y'all.
They were side by side for
We're going to have some drama after this one.
When they get to the exit of turn number one,
Harvick loving it.
Up the racetrack, and Denny
Harvick and Truex loving this drama up in front of him.
The outside safer barrier.
Todd?
Yeah, I came back. Obviously, Larson mad at him. We've watched the replay a couple times. He put a donut on the door. Didn't quite get Denny to the fence, but he leaned on him and got some tire smoke out of it.
You know who's sitting back smiling right now while this is playing out? Ross
Harvick
Chastain,
and Truex.
Because Ross Chastain has been accused of doing these same moves and has been basically blackballed by the garage race after race. Now he's sitting back
in the
watching
chat.
these guys do the exact same thing to one another, and they're going to let them.
Kathleen says my heart is pounding because I'm rooting for Hamlin.
As this smoke,
Sheila says that 24 needs to win.
A new player right now towards the front of the field, Todd.
Yeah, that orange car that's sitting there second right now, Kevin Harvick he's a closer, and he's
Harvick get the win here.
Good run there. You've got him and Truex. We'll see where it all plays out, but it's going to be interesting.
Well, you got to believe that Kevin Harvick will be in a wreckers or checkers type situation, Alex. His final time here at the Pocano Raceway, Kevin retiring at the end of the year, his 44th career start driving the 4 car at the track that has no fourth turn. I don't know, do you believe in all of that? I don't. I believe in the fact you've got Kevin Harvick sitting there second and wanting to win here and do it again. He's won here before. He lines up second. And how about Kyle Larson? Kyle is not one.
Harvick going to line up on the front row
typically retaliate
with less than 5 laps to go.
He is usually one that will just park the car, get out, and
we finally get a dub.
In this particular case, he is obviously frustrated.
2 more likes for 70, y'all.
Of that Toyota number 11, Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, but isn't that what makes this fun for all of us and race fans?
You bet.
We want angry drivers in the closing laps, and we don't care if they're champions and the most wins ever at Pocano Raceway in the form of Denny Hamlin. It doesn't matter. We want them on the wheel with the passion to win races. There were times.
What if he gets a win, y'all? I don't know that I've ever hauled a Harvick win on the channel.
Driver that would get out of a car and say, that was a good
I'm not sure if I remember calling a win.
Not getting that. Winning means something to every single one of these drivers, and it doesn't matter what it takes to get it done. They're going to try to do just that.
Justin Haley car hooked to the wrecker. Cleanup continues in the tunnel turn. More than likely, we would not get the one to go at the line. So it would
here's Kevin Harvick's in-car cam of that racing there.
We're going to get down to
just before he went under caution.
Green, white, checkered flag. Although, as I say that, NASCAR on the radio, get these safety vehicles off the racetrack. We want to go back under the green flag, and we will do it in 1 lap. Here comes the choose. What does Harvick do from second? Denny Hamlin will automatically go to the outside.
Harvick will follow him and go to the outside.
So Harvick chooses the outside, second row.
Inside. Tyler Reddick in 5th will go outside lane.
Harvick's car operates better on the top side.
Jr. is going to go to the inside as well. So there it is again on the choice. Who's going to make
4 laps to go?
Who's going to help?
Will they get them lined up before they come around?
On the restart.
All right, how do you win a race?
Did I just didn't remember, Brandon.
Track? Let's find out. We'll take you around the racetrack to Dave, Mike, and Kyle.
It's been a while, Brandon B. How you doing, buddy?
To win this race as you head to turn 1, Dave Moody.
I think if you're Martin Truex Jr., you accept the
Timothy Leopard in the house.
that Kyle Larson is going to give you.
All right, so they're lined up, y'all.
You hope you make it to turn 1.
They're lined up. There you see Harvick on the outside second row.
He feels he needs to with Denny Hamlin.
They're interviewing Rodney Childress on USA Network.
Catch you, because if you get back in that muck and mire behind the front 2 or 3, you'll probably get sent as well. Tunnel turn could get dicey on this restart.
Is he summer, Brandon?
As just getting here might be half the battle for these drivers in turn number 3 on the restart. Getting through turns 1 and 2 has been a challenge on some of the restarts. Most of the restarts earlier today, but like Bagman said a moment ago, once you get
59 in the house here, y'all.
This area of the racetrack to get away and hopefully get to the white flag and ultimately the checker.
As they make their way down the short straightaway that is flanked inside and out by all the campers and race fans. They're all standing up, waiting to see how this will play out. There will be 3 laps to go.
Why wouldn't Kyle Larson elect to line up behind Denny Hamlin? Todd, do you have any idea?
Well, Kevin Harvick was already there.
Oh,
but from the radio chatter, he wasn't going to help him go win this race. He's going to do all he can to help Martin Truex Jr. get this push into 1.
Oh, the fun we have here at Pocano Raceway. Fans are on their feet. 3 laps to go into the Geico restart zone. Green flag goes back in the air, and it's going to be Kevin Harvick shoving Denny Hamlin. Larson is not on the back bumper of Truex on the inside lane.
The replay of the restart.
Martin Truex Jr.'s hopes, although he's going to go side by side. Here's a flare out 3-wide move. Diving to the bottom of the racetrack is Tyler Reddick. Hamlin away with the lead. 1 car up near the wall, staying off the wall. Leaders head off turn number 1 and down the backstretch.
That car in 1 was Ty Dillon. He'll keep it off the fence. Up front,
Come on,
Hamlin
Harvick.
with the lead. You got Truex right behind him. Here's
So Truex into second, Harvick third.
Hamlin throws the block with Harvick, Reddick, and Ty Gibbs looking on behind them.
Denny Hamlin to the race lead off of turn number 2. Martin Truex Jr. right there in the second spot. Further back, Chase Elliott fans out, goes 3 wide as Kyle Larson.
3 to go. 3 to go. We'll stay on this screen.
It is Denny Hamlin at the point here in turn 3.
2 laps to go. That is 5 miles. That's all that remains for Denny Hamlin. Can he get it done? Across the line goes Denny. Right behind him, Truex side by side for 3rd.
All chips down. Place your bets with 2 to go in the Pocano zone. The battle is for 3rd, but it's a distant battle from the leaders. Reddick to the inside, drives underneath.
All right, Reddick trying to pass Harvick for 3rd.
Trying to run down the lead pair.
Denny Hamlin has asserted himself with the lead. Now he's pulling away with that lead. Up to 2.
All right, Reddick going to take 3rd. Harvick unable to get it going. Hamlin is the leader.
That's over Martin Truex Jr. Truex, that is, has 3 back to Reddick, who rides at 3rd.
Then another 5-car length.
Trouble turn 2. It's Ryan Preece spinning into the outside wall. Others begin to scatter as Preece will spin off the corner.
Race leaders into turn number 3. It's still all Denny Hamlin. Battle for second behind him off turn 3.
They'll have an updated.
Oh, caution flag. No, it's been put back. White flag is in the air. They put the caution out and put it away. White flag is in the air. Denny Hamlin leads to turn 1.
And Hamlin is long gone. The battle behind him will be for 2nd. Tyler Reddick dials.
How do they not throw a caution there after they threw cautions the entire race?
He'll take the number 2 spot, but that
I'll show you the last lap in replay. Preece is on the track, stopped.
In the middle of the racetrack out of turn number 2 and on the short straightaway, Denny Hamlin leading them down the long pond.
NASCAR so inconsistent with their rulings.
Flag, Mike Bagley, as they approach your feet, it's Denny Hamlin. Take us through it, Mike, under caution.
Denny Hamlin now will swing.
So a caution flag is going to make Hamlin the winner, is it not?
Without power to the bottom of the racetrack with Martin Truex Jr. right behind him. Preece tried to get it going, couldn't. Now Ryan Preece will finally get going in the short straightaway.
Off turn number 3, the caution flag is waving at the start-finish line. Denny Hamlin at the front of the field. He's on the front straightaway. The checkered flag is out. It's official. Denny Hamlin.
Well, Hamlin's going to get the win.
All-time winningest driver at the Pocano Raceway as he scores the win. Denny Hamlin wins the highpoint.com 400 over Martin Truex Jr. Let the celebration begin for Denny Hamlin and his team.
Yes, indeed.
Fans are really upset in the stands. A lot of thumbs down. A lot of thumbs down there. How do they not throw the caution for Preece when they've thrown cautions all day long?
Great track. It's just so crazy all the time. Look at all these fans up here. I mean, just insane. Fantastic track strategy. You never know what's going to happen.
That's Hamlin's 50th NASCAR Cup Series win.
There we go. No doubt about it. It is Chris Gabehart.
There's going to be some pissed off people on the track.
Down here at Pocano again for Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin is celebrating his victory today. Sunoco puts the same focus and care that goes into the fuel at its stations that it does for the race fuel that powers the fastest racing machines around the world. Sunoco, fueling NASCAR for 20 years.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to ponder life's big questions, like
There's going to be some pissed off people. The fans, I'm sure, are upset. Thinking they were going to get a green-white checker. But Harvick finishes 4th, so it's Hamlin, Truex, Reddick, Harvick, your top 4. I'm going to try to burn him down here. Yeah, that one wasn't a cool ending there.
Is celebrating. There are a few fans that are standing up cheering for him. There's a lot of fans that are not standing up cheering for him right now. They are booing him, to say the least. But Denny Hamlin is going to victory lane here at Pocano. He's now broken the tie between himself and Jeff Gordon.
Jeff and Denny with 6 wins apiece coming in, and Denny Hamlin has done it for the 7th time. And yes, not everybody happy. And I would imagine that Kyle Larson and his team not happy at all. We'll see if we can catch up with Kyle.
Larson going to be looking for him too.
Reddick, top 3. You're going to hear from everybody. Let's get the thoughts from Steve Post. Steve, who you with?
I am down here with Kevin Harvick. Final time here at Pocono, 4th finish.
Interview with Harvick.
The number 4 car of Kevin Harvick.
Here comes Hamlin getting out of the car.
Getting up to the front and then the racing there at the end.
This whole thing was strange with the way the strategy played out and the strategy we were on. We just really struggled in traffic. Our cars have been not great in traffic. Ford in general hasn't been great in traffic all year. So really showed up here, and I kind of just had what I had and struggled on the restarts. And if I could get clean air, we could go really fast. But
I think NASCAR fans just want consistency, Kathleen. They just want some consistency in the calls.
There we go. That's Kevin Harvick. Manages a smile. Jason Tolley.
Kyle Larson's jumped out here, and Kyle, I know obviously very disappointed. You guys
interview with Larson, who got into Hamlin.
Take us through what happened there with the 11.
Yeah, the team did a really good job to recover from the mishap early, to put ourselves in a position to win. So, kudos to them. And, yeah, just unfortunate. But, hey, I got a lot of receipts now. So
absolutely should have been a caution. They threw them all day long for single car spins. That's why we had 10 cautions. But you don't throw it when there's a chance for a green-white checker. I don't know. I don't get it, y'all. I don't think it's rigged.
I don't know there's much.
I just think NASCAR has their head up their ass sometimes. That's why this sport is struggling.
Whole lot of hugs down here, young man. Whole lot of satisfaction on the anniversary of your first Cup start.
That's why this sport is struggling. These kit cars that nobody likes.
Very happy with it. I wish we could definitely finish, in the first place there. But I'm proud of my team, proud of all the efforts, proud of my crew chief, my engineer Seth, and my engineer.
You've never been consistent. You got a point there.
They did a great job of it, and walking me through all the fuel saving stuff and all that. So just a great finish with us. Where he gets us Monster Energy Camry.
Nobody likes where this direction this shit's going, y'all. I mean, I do like that we're going to different kinds of tracks.
Keep doing what
but these kit cars are lame.
What a great day for that young racer here.
The racing is kind of lame.
It was.
I don't know, yo.
Ty Gibbs, one of 5 Toyotas to finish in the top 6.
View counts are lame.
Martin Truex Jr. brings the Interstate Batteries car home in second place. Another good week for you. Didn't come away with victory, though. What did you need more there at the end?
We just needed the lead, and we would have been gone. Our Interstate Batteries.
No, I'm going to have some more of those deals.
When we had the lead, and it's just so hard to pass here. Those first 3 or 4 cars. The clean air is huge. So if we could have got the lead, I felt like we could have been gone. We would have drove away. Just couldn't quite get it. Pick the race.
Oh, absolutely. I remember that, Donald. I remember when they raced 3 wide at Bristol the entire night, bro.
Gave it another shot. Luckily got to second. Just couldn't get the push I needed to get to the lead like we did earlier in the race. So, unfortunately.
Yeah, these new cars, they don't have any give, y'all. They're like Hot Wheels. They don't have any give, so, these guys bounce off the wall at 220 and keep going.
Short-term gain, long-term loss, maybe, I don't know, but
Later, Hiking Combat.
Our team, awesome race car again this weekend.
All right, good job.
Hey, Lewis, what's up, Valhalla? I was in the shower. I hope the Florida Gators will win this year.
Let's go back upstairs.
So you're up in the shower, Clay. You're in the shower, and you say, man,
just a moment. Denny Hamlin,
go check out Valhalla. Tell them I hope my Florida Gators win
everybody happy.
In a NASCAR stream.
You know what? He's got a lot
Makes
of fans
sense.
here that are happy. Brand new victory lane here at the Pocano Raceway. Denny Hamlin rolling in there right now. Let's take you there to Ruoff Mortgage, Victory Lane, and Steep Post.
The very first person in the car with him is his crew chief, Chris Gabehart. When Denny took the lead on that caution, Chris cued the mic and said 2 words.
We'll see you, Timothy.
Man. And
I'm not sure if I'll be doing the race next week, y'all, to be honest with you.
Here in the race car, the crew is ready with the water, all kinds of fluid. He is getting one last drink here.
There you go, Kathleen.
He needs, and he is ready to climb out of this race car. Denny Hamlin, 7th win here at Pocano, 50th career win, the big 5-0, and Denny Hamlin is ready to come out of this car, and they're ready to celebrate here at Pocano Raceway. Gets a big swig of Coca-Cola here, and here he is up on the side of the car. He is a winner again here at Pocano, going all the way up on the door. Denny Hamlin picks up the win here at Pocano. Holy cow, what a race, what a run. Confetti everywhere, brand new victory lanes. First time you've been in this new victory lane. Denny, describe the race for the lead, the win with Kyle Larson.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure where they race next week, Butterfly. I'll have to look.
I don't know if he didn't have his tires clean, and he washed up the racetrack, and then we got.
I appreciate it, Glenn.
He chose not to lift. I mean, it's just one of those things that when you're on the outside and you're in a bad aero position, I didn't touch him. He just make a decision not to lift.
When he came
away from 75, y'all.
You at the start-finish line. What were you thinking then, and what were you doing to try to save your race car, and just your thoughts at that moment?
Well, NASCAR's got new rules in place to protect against that, so I'll let them handle that afterwards. But it's just, I mean, has he never slid anyone ever?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's talk about the race now. How good was the race car, and how important was it to get that top spot late in the day?
Well, we had the best car, that's for sure. Our speed showed that, and just happy to get this Mavis Tires and Brake car up front and get a victory. I mean, and they're just second start. It's awesome for them.
Next week is Richmond Raceway.
50 career wins.
The Cookout 400 from Richmond.
Wins. Congratulations. Just tell me what that means to you.
It just means so much. I mean, you got to thank the partners at Toyota, TRD, FedEx, Sport Clips, Interstate Batteries, Jordan Brand, and Shady Rays and Logitech.
NFL training camps have started. 5 likes away from 80. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow for Dodger Baseball at 7 o'clock my time.
Chris and his team, they're the ones that have got me these wins.
Well, congratulations, Denny.
Thank you.
There we go, Denny Hamlin. He's a winner again here in Pocano, and again, the big 5-0, 50th career win.
All right, so 50 wins for Hamlin. And we're going to be out of here, y'all. We're going to get out of here. The highpoint.com 400. And we'll see you in the next one. Valhalla. Well, first, I better say thank you to the members, the mods, the viewers, the donator. Good night, Gracie. Valhalla Sports Talk. Off the air.